the Y-E-K to the C-Y-R. Narrow path gang runners, we all raise the bar. I keep the laws and commandments so I gain no opinions. It's the way that I live, I am far from religious. Keep Shabath in the feast days, no Easter, no Christmas. Yahushua taught the law, it's not abolished or finished. The Father's name is Yahweh, you reducing the titles. No, it means bar, that's the Canaanite idol. No doctrines of men, I just stay with the Bible. Prepare for Messiah, I await his arrival. You rejecting his name, deceived by this idol. Yahudi, not a Muslim or a Christian and Jew. I don't follow no religion, and neither should you. It's the Y-E-K to the C-Y-R. Narrow path gang runners, we all raise a bar. If you want that broad path, I promise that you won't get far. It's the Y-E-K to the C-Y-R. Lawlessness is sin, is transgression of law. You're not saved, there's some grace, contradictions of Paul. But without grace, you cannot keep the law. Let the name of Yahushua, these demons tremble and fall. The Kaddish of Yahuwah, don't fear the devil at all. I'm listening to Yahuwah, not listening to y'all. Hit the devil in his face, I'm empowered by y'all, because I follow the laws. They say that I'm a cynical, using crystals as a audio code. False doctrine, disproving they don't want to smoke. Been going hard for the kingdom ever since I awoke. It's the Y-E-K to the C-Y-R. Now back gang wonders, we all raise the bar. If you in a bar back, I promise that you won't be far. It's the Y-E-K to the C-Y-R.
Hey, Yaxter.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're gonna get started in just a second. Some people did not know I was gonna go live, so I'm gonna just play one more song and then we will jump into this. Shabbat shalom, all esteem to the highest Yahuwah. I'm gonna just play one more song and then we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. Shout out to everybody that's here early. Shout out to the early birds and all of that. All praises to the highest Yahuwah. So yeah, I'm gonna just play one more song and then we'll go ahead and jump on in. Please hit the like button coming in. Really helps out over here. Appreciate y'all so much. All right, let's see. Play one more song. Having an issue trying to load this thing up, but yeah, shout out to everybody that's here. Like I said, I'm gonna play one more song before we jump into this. Everybody's here. It's Shalom, 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 S-H-A-L-U-M, Shalom, not Shalom. That's Hebrew. That is heathen Hebrew. We over here, we do not use heathen Hebrew. We do not use E's, I's, O's, V's, W's. Okay, all of those are Yiddish. You know what I'm saying? That's what the heathens use. We don't do that over here. So it's Shalom. Now, before it was Shalom, it was Shalom. But it can, you know, Shalom is more applicable. All right, fam. One more song and we'll jump in.
Truth is being revealed to those who seek it, and I am truly blessed to be a part of that awakening. I've realized that this world is just one big stage, and most people are just dancing to Satan's tunes. Take a look at Mount Rushmore. They were all slave owners. Remember Song of Solomon, I am black but comely. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. The evidence is overwhelming, brothers and sisters. Do some research. If you've been blessed with eyes to see, you'll realize that the white Jesus is actually Caesar Borgia, the illegitimate son of Pope Alexander VI. And the clock is ticking. Babylon is gonna fall.
Hey, Xer.
Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Hey, Babylon go burn with that Confederate flag, and I'll spit on the American flag. White Jesus is false, so how the arrogant brag. I ain't voting for Trump, I ain't voting for Biden, and the one who I abide in is the Lion of Zion. And you do what they say mindlessly like they Simon, and the heathens gon' rage cause they really just fighting. And the nation shall envy, can't do nothing against you. And we know that you Esau and you say it offends you, and no wonder you so wicked, got a lineage of evil. White pride means nothing, I can see through your ego. And your Uwa said the nations are nothing but spittle, and we are the chosen people, we will never be equal. And the pride of Esau exalts himself as the eagle. What's coming to Esau and the heathens, yo, it sure won't be peaceful. It is Esau who dwells in the clefts of the rock, and the rise of Yasharal you never can stop. This is for my ancestors who you hung from trees. This for the black blood spilled by the hands of police. This for the black women that you violated with pride. This for every single sin you tried to hide and denied. This is for your white Jesus, it produced self-hate. This for the unpaid wages and all that you take. It's for the Rev 2-9s and our identity stolen. We know the truth about you, you really eating my Romans. Yeah. Really eating my Romans. We know the truth about you, you really eating my Romans. Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, and wish there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Yeah.
The Most High he is done. Okay? He is done with what has been going on. The 400-year is up. The curse is up. Sorry, my kitty just sneezed. The 400-year curse is up. Okay? God's people, the Most High has chosen the Hebrews, the blacks in America. Okay? We're about to see some power. Come on, y'all. You got to get out of this lie. Okay? You got to get out of this lie. You have got to come out of this lie. This white Jesus that you are worshiping is going to take you to hell. Please wake up. Oh, in the name of Yahushua, wake up. Oh, I feel the Holy Ghost. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yahushua is an alpha, strong, black man. He is a Negro. He is a Hebrew. I don't know what word you need to hear to understand who they are, but it is not me. I am not a chosen. You can get mad. It doesn't matter. This is how the Most High has done it. I'm a Gentile, and I know my place. But I'm called to tell all of these Gentile whites that I know that you are in the deepest deception that you have ever been in. And you've been in it your whole life. And the awakening is happening now. People are waking up.
For centuries, we have been lied to by our forefathers and religious teachers. The white JC was created by the Vatican, and he was not the true Messiah of the Bible. Our Messiah, Yahushua, was a melanated man, and the Most High Yahuwah's true chosen people are the melanated people. Won't learn that in any tax-exempt church. And And I praise Yahuwah every day for leading me down the correct path. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, Yexer.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I got a few reports that the stuff was lagging. It wasn't lagging on my end. So if it is lagging, I highly suggest you just refresh. Sometimes that's very important. If it's lagging, usually I'll notice it because it'll be lagging on my end. Sometimes it could just be YouTube just doing funny stuff. So if you just refresh, you should be good. But Shabbat shalom, everybody. Welcome back. All praises to the highest. I don't have anything really just prepared. So we're going to just hang out for a little bit. Shout out to everybody that's here. I know I haven't really done many videos this week. I have been hard. No Diddy. I've been hard at work, no Diddy, trying to put this Canaanite documentary together. And let me tell y'all, man, this thing is so deep, bro. I think this documentary is gonna probably be longer than Esau and the Horror, probably like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I never know how long a video is gonna be until I'm like, to the point of completion. But I mean, let's see. Let me see how many chapters I have so far. So I remember the last one, the Esau and the Horror, was like it was 4 chapters. I'm on the 2nd chapter, so I want to have it done by next week, hopefully. Yahuwah willing. I pray that I can have it done by Friday, and we'll just do a premiere and all of that. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying? The one I'm working on, so the first chapter is, let's see how long it is. First chapter is 38 minutes, and then the 2nd chapter right now is an hour and something. An hour and 20 minutes, and then there's still more that I got to do. So I think probably like 3 or 4 chapters. So it'll probably be like at least 4 hours at least. It's going to be long. You know what I'm saying? Because it's me being a person I am, I cannot just do a short little video. And then people are like, I still have so many questions. Like I try to make it so I can tackle all these things because listen, I've seen a lot of people, make videos and stuff on here, especially about certain truths and stuff like that. But it's just the quality of this is so top notch, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, I think Esau and the Horites is a good documentary. But the quality is on a whole nother level. Now, if y'all are on my Patreon and y'all seen my documentaries, y'all know my documentaries are quality. Esau and the Horites and the Trump documentary are the only documentaries I have on here because I don't really like putting documentaries on YouTube that much because one, it takes a lot of work, right? And it irritates me because I could spend 4 or 5 days working on something. It took me 4 days to make Esau and the Horites. Editing, music, research, all of that, right? Then I put it up and then they give me copyrights and all this goofy stuff. So I don't really rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really rock with, doing stuff here on YouTube, but I try to still give y'all something, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're still getting some exclusive stuff, but I'm telling you, if you like high quality, deep dive, long movies, documentaries, you got to join the Patreon because that's where the majority of it is. And there's a lot of content on there I can't show on here. On Patreon, I can show whatever I want. I can use copyright content. We did a video breakdown on the movie Get Out, explaining the psychology of racism throughout the movie and understanding how to recognize it. Because it seems to me a lot of our people just miss the movement. They missed the pro-black movement. They missed the revolutionary movement. They missed all of that. So it's like a lot of stuff goes right over a lot of people's heads because they just don't know their enemy well enough. But yeah, so I'm excited about it, y'all. I hope to have it to y'all by Friday. We'll do a premiere, probably Shabath night. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll just be so perfect, bro. And yes, I will be here tomorrow as well for a Shabbat lesson. Of course, I haven't put up nothing yet, but I'll have it up tomorrow for sure. We'll do a lesson tomorrow. I have a couple things I've been studying and I have a lot of notes. So I'm going to just pick it out of the ones that I have, unless the Most High leads me to do something else. Let's see. Kenneth says, I be loving them long videos. I'm glad. All praises to the highest. King Shaq Yahuda says Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Bianca says, take your time. We know you strive to give us the best effort of bringing this truth out to us in a documentary form. You're so good at explaining things with slides and visual vids. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you, sis. All praises to the Most High. But yeah, man, it's so deep, bro. Like the level of like truth that I'm gonna be bringing out in this, and it's crazy because I was just talking to my woman the other day, like, and I was just saying, like, it's crazy how Esau and the Horites, the original video, because YouTube got mad. It's like when you hit a certain level of views and subscribers, then they start to come for you. You know what I'm saying? If you got 100 subscribers, if you have 2 subscribers, 10 subscribers, they don't care about that, right? They only really come after people who have a huge influence. Now, I don't have a huge influence or nothing like that, but that documentary was definitely making its rounds all over the place. Like, and the thing is, it's crazy because like that film, I didn't share on any other platform. I didn't share it on Instagram. I didn't share it on Facebook. I didn't share it on TikTok. I literally only had it here on YouTube. And the fact that it hit 100,000 views is crazy. That's just pure YouTube viewership that got it out. And obviously people sharing it and stuff like that. But that's just wild, bro. Like it was completely organic. I didn't promote it really much. I mean, I promoted it, but not like that, not on social media and stuff like that. Really just YouTube. It was so deep. People are like, bro, I got to share this with the Israelite community. I got to share this with my people. I got to share this with my woman or my sis or my bro. You know what I'm saying? My akuth. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, bro. For it to hit such leaps and bounds and only being shared on YouTube and nowhere else is crazy. I kind of want to put it up on Facebook and stuff like that. I've been having reservations about it because, you know, it's like when you start bringing out certain things, bro, about certain folks, they always want to bite back in every type of way. It's like they can't handle the information. They can't handle what I'm showing. They definitely cannot disprove it. And so they get so angry and, you know, upset about it. And it's like, well, you're going to get mad, but how do you think we felt that y'all been telling all these damn lies about us? That's not even true, right? They told us you are cursed sons of Ham. You are cursed sons of Ham. And I'm like opening up the Bible. I'm looking at the scriptures. I'm like, got my Bible and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Going through the scriptures, trying to find some curse of Ham. And I'm looking. I'm like turning the pages like, I'm looking. I don't see it. A curse of Ham. Where do you find that at? Is that Genesis? Wait, I'm looking. I'm trying to find a curse of Ham. Where's the curse of Ham? I can't find it. Hold on. Wait. Let me look under the table. Curse of Ham? No, don't see it. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Maybe it's in my pocket. Hold on. Curse of Ham. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Pulling out my pockets. Wait a minute. I don't see it. Damn it. There must not be a curse of Ham. So they made that crap up. They made it up to push racism and slavery of Negroes, right? Just straight up slavery and you know, subjugation of black people. Only come to find out it was actually Canaan who was cursed, not Ham. And to take it a step further, they like to say that black people were cursed with black skin by God, who they call God, right? But it wasn't even, so there's 2 discrepancies in that theory. One, it wasn't Ham that was cursed, it was Canaan. 2, it was not the Most High who cursed Canaan, it was Noah who cursed Canaan. But they make these things up because they just want to make these things up. And now I'm hearing these Europeans over here talking about that Noah's Ark landed in the Caucasus mountains. And I'm just like, y'all will literally say anything. And the thing is, Europeans do not use the Bible to prove nothing. Okay, and I'm not just talking about Anglo-Saxons. I'm talking about these Ish people too, the Revelation 2939. They don't use the Bible to prove nothing, bro. They just pull stuff out their butt. Pull it out the butthole, and then they just say, hey, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is what I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now what they're saying is that we are not Adamic, meaning we are not the actual descendants of Adam. We are sons of Cain or something like that. I saying the black race is like the sons of Cain, and the theories that they use fall apart easily, because now what I'm seeing is Europeans over here saying that Rh negative blood is from Adam and all this goofy stuff. And I'm like, how could it be? If the Most High said be fruitful and multiply, and if you have Rh negative blood, you are not able to produce a child without the Rogam shot, because your Rh negative blood will poison a Rh positive baby. How the hell would it be? How the hell would that be applicable to be fruitful and multiply if literally your blood will poison and kill the child? They didn't have no Rogam shot back then. You kidding me? That ish comes from them. You feel me? So, you know, they say all this goofy stuff, bro, just to kind of make themselves feel, you know, emboldened in truth and all this other stuff. And it's like they don't use the truth. They don't use the Bible. They just make stuff up. Let me see if I can find this group, bro. I want to just show y'all some of the stuff these people be saying. I think it's low-key hilarious. Then they call themselves the white Israelites. The white Israelites. That's hilarious. And I'm just wondering, like, how the hell would pale skin and leprosy apply to white people and laws given to white people? That means every single white Israelite is going to have to take a visit to the dang Levitical priesthood and you know what I'm saying? They, you know, and be examined, right? Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Let me see if I can find this. I just want to show y'all some of the stuff they say. And, you know, we use facts, evidence, scripture, all of those things, right? But they never use it. They never use it. And just to show you how much these folks really don't like us, let me just show you this real quick here. Check this out, y'all. This is crazy. Look at this. So they actually have a Facebook group called the White Israelites. 2.6K members. We know the Jews are black, but the black Hebrew Israelites have started to hate white people, the same as Peter, though Cornelius was uncut until Peter had the vision of the unclean meat. We think white people are the same, and God will judge things fairly in the end anyway. All white people are the same. I mean, I gotta agree with you on that. At least most of them. I won't say all, because I don't think all white people are evil, but I will say the majority of them are. There's only a few I think are actually a small fringe minority, a small fringe minority of Caucasians that actually truly love us and care about us and actually truly have no issue with us being the Israelites. But let me just ask these. I mean, my question is really applicable to this. If that's really how they feel, then why does this say white Hebrew Israelites? So they said black Hebrew Israelites are pushing hate. But what about white Hebrew Israelites? Because, I mean, there's no such thing. Honestly, there's not. But the thing is, you got these images of Negroes being beaten by Hamites and by Edomites. And then you're talking about hate. I mean, listen, how can I not like people when they have a history of just evil, just wickedness? You know what I'm saying? Like, even the things that they say so openly and boldly. Let me show y'all something real quick. They hate when I talk about stuff like this. Now, let me just say this, bro. Whenever black people talk about, whenever black people talk about like white people, it's always coming from a place of what has been constantly done over and over again. Once people can accept a lot of the things that we are responding to is just an example of what they have done, then you'll understand. I mean, let's just be honest, fam. Let's just be real honest about this. Nothing that we feel about a lot of these people just came out of nowhere. Okay, it did not come out of nowhere. We didn't come out the womb hating these people. And listen, I don't think you should hate them, But let me be honest. Do I like Caucasians like as a people? Hell no, I don't. And I'm not afraid to say that. I am not afraid to say I don't trust Caucasians. I don't really like them as a people. I don't like how they move. I don't like how they operate. I don't like how they gaslight. I don't like how they lie. I don't like how they manipulate. I don't like anything about the way in which they operate. So do I like them as a people? No, not really. How can I? Unless you show me differently. If you show me you're not like your people, then all praises. Yeah, I'll accept you. But the fact is, a lot of them don't. And then some of them come into the truth with this same Christian mindset, right? And then they say they accept us, but then they do everything to downplay this, right? So honestly, no, I don't really like them as in general. No, not really. Sorry, can't. History don't lie, bro. That's why they try to cover it up. Imagine, okay, like that's what's so weird about this, right? Is that they essentially say, right, that, you know, we need to operate in love, right? Love. But then I'm wondering what they actually mean by that. Because if you want to show and prove of an example of what that is, then I need you to show me. Because you have not been a good example of this so-called love. I mean, think about it. Negroes were still enslaved even when they were forcibly converted to Christianity. They were like, you know, we'll just convert. Maybe they'll get off our backs. And they still were treated just as bad. And then they used those Christianized Negroes to control the rest of the Negroes that were in slavery. So it was like a trickle down effect. Nothing about it was good. Nothing about it was, you know what I'm saying, love. It's just, it's all fake, bro. You know, and then this person on this post here says that, you know, we believe God will judge you. You know, he will judge everybody equally. Oh, no. That ain't true at all. But I want to show y'all some of these posts here because this is very, very interesting. Let's see here. I'm gonna just show y'all some of these posts here because a lot of people seem to have a lot of issues with certain things that have been brought out. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when I think about Caucasians, bro, a lot of them really, honestly, their sins have just been stacked to high heaven. You know what I'm saying? Stacked to high heaven, because even the Torah laws forbid stealing and selling of somebody. And yet, what's happened to us? Stolen, forcibly migrated by way of slave ships, shackled, chained down, all these things, right? Then sold them, broke up families, all of that. And we know these are the curses, right? But them folk took it way too far. Way too far. And I just, you know, I don't understand, like, what are y'all expecting us to do? Like, are y'all expecting us to just accept you and still not have an Israelite perspective on this world and what Yahuwah has revealed in the scriptures about our enemies? Are we supposed to just ignore that and be quiet about it? That's what you want us to do? Nah, bro, that's impossible. Because every single day they do more and more and more and more. And it's like, I don't know what you expect my reaction to be on something like that. I'm trying to find this one video that I had seen where they said that they want to eliminate Africans, these white men. They said that they're nothing, they don't matter, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. And they said they want to get rid of all of them. Ah, I found it. Okay, now they say we're preaching hate. I'm telling you, Israelite people, to be wary of your enemies, test the spirits, make sure they're legitimate before you just accept them to be people who say that they really serve the Most High. Really, really check their heart, check their character, check what they're about. Because like I said, I know some Caucasians who are actually good people, bro. Like I said, it's a small group of them. And this truth, it ain't a lot of them. Sorry, it ain't. They might try to pretend like they rock with us, but they don't. I'm not stupid. All right. There's only a few of them I can think of at the top. I can name maybe like 4 or 5 white people that I know in this truth that are actually decent, chill, cool people. The rest of them, nah, I ain't seen it. Let me show you this next thing, bro. This video right here is wild. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna show y'all this. I just want you to hear what he said, not me. All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna share this video with you guys, and you see what I'm talking about. They feel like we're worthless to them, essentially, except when we was building a crusty country. But check this out.
That's for the purpose of sterilization and population control. There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa. We'll start doing our research there, and we'll eliminate most of the Africans because they're deplorable. They're worthless. They're not part of.
Hold on. Did y'all hear what he said? Okay. This is Esau. This is Edom. They're over here talking about eliminating a whole group of people. And we're not just talking about Negroes, Bantu Israelites. They're talking about Africa, the continent itself, talking about Hamites. You feel what I'm saying? Shemitic peoples who may not be Israelites, but are descendants of Shem. They are talking about totally wiping out the continent. And y'all want us to just trust y'all? Hell no! Wow. I had to turn it up because it was kind of low. I want to make sure y'all heard that.
Most of the Africans because they're deplorable. They're worthless. They're not part of this world economy. So they have their rights taken away.
Okay, we're not part of the world economy, but yet you find gold, oil, cotton, iron, crude oil, and all types of other resources, diamonds, Sierra Leone, bedellium, onyx stone, very, very valuable minerals that European countries see. The reason why they want to eliminate Africans is because they want what's in Africa, Al-Kebulon, but they just think we're in the way. And they know that people are not gonna just let them come in without some kind of pushback, right? And so they say, well, they're in the way, so let's get rid of them. Then we can take whatever's there. That's what this is really about.
Away, and they're suppressed and they're experimented. It's not a bacterial war. It's a systemic poisoning war. And they're using chemical warfare against all of us.
So now all of a sudden, it's an all of us kind of thing. Because from what I understand, when Billy Goat Shaggy Gates and his manly looking, what he calls a wife, that looked like a damn man. Okay, I'll just say, what did Kevin Hart say in Ride Along? He said, I don't know what the hell you looking at. I'm looking at a damn man, right? That movie was funny. But they were the ones that say, oh, black people should get it first. But, the people who are high risk should get it first. How about you take it? I'm good. This immune system that I've been building up over the years, all praises to the Most High, untouched. Haven't been in a hospital in years. Haven't been sick in years. I don't get sick. I take care of myself. I don't need what y'all offering. You feel what I'm saying? But see, that was the problem. And I even remember during the whole pandemic thing, like they were telling you that you can't even mention prayer as a alternative to taking the ouchie stabby thingy. I had a new word for it, actually. I forgot what I called it. I had a word for it that I was going to start using. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Oh, the jab stab. You know what I'm saying? The jab stab. That's what I'm going to call it, the jab stab. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the jab stab because I'm doing fine over here. You know what I'm saying? Strong, good, doing all right, mentally well, walking in the truth. You feel me? Yeah. And I still ain't taken that thing. And guess what? I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Yeah. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. They told you if you don't take it, you're going to die a horrible death. You're going to die a horrible death. I didn't take the jab stab, but yet Yexer is still alive. You feel me? So I never needed it. I had the Most High. I believe in the Most High fully. I believe in the healing power of Yahushua's blood. And there is no sickness that cannot be healed through faith in Yahusha, Yahusha. Like there's nothing else needed here. And the way we built, we recover quicker than most people. There's just so many things that you have to factor in. Now, I understand in the Black community, there are certain ailments, which I personally believe have been introduced to us by colonizers. If I think about the Tuskegee experiment, if I think about, all of these different experimentations that they've done on Black people, even like there's a movie that I have on my Patreon. I can't post it on here because it'll definitely get me banned. But the movie is called the medical agenda to terminate Blacks. And this white guy, good dude, he did a lot of research. He came out with the documentary and he started talking about how they have all these different agendas to eliminate us off the face of the earth, all these different ways. And one of the ways they're doing it is the medical industry. And that's why I tell y'all, I know some of y'all might work in hospitals and stuff like that. There's going to come a certain point in time where you're going to have to really consider if it's something you want to continue to do, because I feel like if there's going to be another pandemic, they will force you to compromise, whether you want to or not. And that's just something to think about. Now, let me see if I can find this other video that I have here where Dr. Umar was talking about, well, I lost a lot of respect for him considering the situation with the little girl that's claiming to be his daughter. Now, there could be some circumstances that are unseen in all of this, right? Maybe possibly the baby mother wouldn't let him see his child and stuff like that, or that these things do happen. Sometimes women can, use a child as leverage against a man because she just don't like him. That could be the case. However, his denialism of it all, like if she wrote you a DM claiming to be your daughter, I feel like you should at the very least talk to her, have a conversation with her. But the way it looks to me is he's just kind of like denouncing it. And the thing is, bro, the truth is, like, when you are a public figure, there will be lots of women who will come and claim you fathered their child. You feel what I'm saying? Or that, and if you are, in the sheets, unprotected and just sleeping around, slinging that thing like, a Texas Wrangler or something like that. No Diddy, right? It's very possible. But in this situation, she does look a lot like him. And you owe that to her, bro. You owe it to her. If you wasn't involved in her life and she says she's 23 years, you have not been active in this girl's life, you owe it to her for a conversation. You owe it to her to at least get a DNA test, prove everything. But sometimes women will use that against you and not let you get one. So then they can, get child support. It's a lot of things that happen, But it could just be that he just was negligible as a man, period. That could also be the other side of this. I'm not saying it's either or because I don't know the full story about all of it. But, there's that. Now, he confirmed it is his daughter? Wow. Okay. Well, there is no excuse then when it comes to that. Let me see if I could find this. There was a video he did. He told a lot of truth in that video. And, like I said, I'm not fully, on board with some of the things he says. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Yeah, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, family. Hit the PayPal. Hit the Cash App. Hit the PayPal. Hit the PayPal. No, I'm not telling y'all to do that with me. It's Shabath. Don't do that. But I'm just, that's the stuff he be saying all the time. Hit the Cash App. Hit the PayPal. Unfortunately, Black people have been waiting for that school for a very, very long time, and that has never happened, and it probably ain't going to happen, unfortunately. And listen, I understand Negroes, Black people, we want something to ourselves, right? With a Black person representing that. I think this is the video. Let me show y'all this real quick. Hit the Cash App. And he don't say PayPal. He says PayPal. Hold on, let me type it. Hey, look. This is how you spell it. Hit the PayPal. All right, I think this is the video here. I could be wrong, but I mean, you know, I think this is it. So let's look at this real quick. All right, check this out.
Uma, your expressions and phrases will soon get into the dictionary. Nobody crisis. Yeah, why are the queens forever? Nobody's never. So yeah, so tell us, what that is for those who don't know.
Okay, but what about that little black queen that you helped father? I mean, she's a queen. Is she not a queen? I mean, she a black woman. She an Israelite. I mean, snow bunnies never, black queens forever. I'm totally in agreement with that. But what about that beautiful black queen that wants a relationship with her father? What about that? She counts. She counts in this. Okay, we can't be half-stepping here. If you really for black queens, then you should be helping to raise that black queen. I mean, well, obviously she's a grown woman now. At the very least, you could at least give her fatherhood from this point forward. Maybe you didn't know, right? These things do happen. I understand. But that black queen should not be censored out of this. She should not be separated from this conversation of black queens forever, snow bunnies never. All right. She gonna need a man. She needs a strong black man to show her what type of man she should be seeking out. Because then what she gonna do is she turn around and marry a white man because her black father abandoned her. I'm just saying these things have a trickle down effect. I don't think people realize, like, when you are not in your child's life, bro, it does have a trickle down effect for real. It does. And it can cause a child to go the other way as far as these other races, these other nations, simply because their father or their mother was not active in their life, wanted nothing to do with them. I even see people literally saying things like, I see people saying things like, it's like, okay, so let me tell y'all something, right? So there's this white girl that I know in this truth. I don't think she's a bad person. She's pretty decent, but she said, I seen some of your posts, and it just seems like you don't like us. You don't like white people. And I'm like, to be honest, I don't. But I accept you if you really in Yahuwah Yahusha. And she's like, so you don't believe that we should marry we can marry, you can intermarry? I'm like, hell no, I don't believe in that. I mean, obviously, coming into this in the beginning, I didn't really, consider all of that. Like I said, I was still understanding the laws myself. But now fully astute in Torah, yes, I am totally against it. And she's all like, but I have a nephew and he's black and his dad abandoned him. And I'm like, what I got to do with anything? I mean, if his dad is a deadbeat dad, his dad is a deadbeat dad, right? But that's still not because some white people took him in doesn't mean a damn thing, bro. Listen, I have a friend, bro. Well, I'm not really friends with him no more. We ain't talked in a minute. Let me tell y'all a little story, bro, about these Caucasians, and we're going to play this Umar video. So I have a dude that I've known since middle school. I called him my cousin because we was real close. We was real chill, you know what I'm saying? So he was adopted by a white woman, right? And I had known him since, like I said, middle school. Hang out with him. Used to go to his house. We used to drive. And, we used to play this game called Chase Me, where he'd be in his car, I'd be in my car. We'd be, speeding down the road and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. So I remember, like, when I first met her, I didn't really think nothing of her. I just thought it was weird that this white woman is raising this Bantu dark-skinned Negro child, but I just didn't think nothing of it, right? Especially not even knowing who I was in middle school at the time, right? So I had this homegirl, and I was living in Glendale, California at that time, and there was this girl that, I was just chilling. I think I was by the movie theater. I was just hanging out, just chilling, you know what I'm saying? And she came up to me, and she's like, hey, you want to smoke? I was like, hey, why not? You know what I'm saying? Back then, I was getting so high, you know what I'm saying? So we started hanging out. She was real chill, real beautiful too. You know what I'm saying? She kind of was a tomboy, so I didn't really know if she was really into me like that. But I was attracted to her for sure. That's why I said yeah. But we got real close. Me and her started hanging out all the time, bro. And, I introduced her to him, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't live that far from me. And so I was like, okay, I'll just drive over to his house. I can introduce him to her. He can meet her. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I started a job, so I wasn't able to hang out with her as much. So I gave her, after introducing her to him, I was like, okay, well, you could just hang out with him. He's chill. You know what I'm saying? And so everything was cool. So I hadn't talked to her in a while after that, right? And she ended up contacting me, and she's like, Yexer, I need to talk to you. And I was like, about what? She's like, that guy that you introduced me to, he tried to hand me a bag of grapes. And when I say that, y'all know what I'm talking about. Just take the G away from that grape word and you know what I'm talking about. I said, what? She's like, yeah, he got drunk and he tried to GRAPE me. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I felt so bad because, I didn't know that was what was going on, right? Then she told me, she said, Yexer, I think that white woman violated him. I'm like, wait. What do you mean? She's like, before he did what he did, when I was at their house, him and his mom were getting drunk together. And I'm all like, I didn't think nothing of that because they was always drunk. They were always drunk, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, they just some alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? But she told me that they were grinding. They was bumping and grinding on each other while they were drunk. Now, I knew that they were drunk and they were kind of weird, but I just didn't realize it was like that. That kind of thing they would never do in front of me, but they did it in front of her. And then she asked me a few questions and it started to make sense. She's all like, do they argue all the time like husband and wife? I'm like, yup. She's like, does she let him do whatever he wants and don't ever correct him? I'm like, yup. Then I remember him telling me a long time ago, because they would always argue, bro. Like I'm telling you, like husband and wife for real. I mean, I pray that no marriage is in a place, especially an Israelite community. I pray your marriage is not arguing all the time. I feel like a black man, black woman should be able to find some kind of balance, especially if y'all walking in Yahuwah Yahusha. But he had told me a long time ago, me and my mom have some problems, quote unquote. And I'm saying that because I realized what he was talking about now. He didn't tell me, but now I realize that woman has been molesting that boy. She's been doing it for a long time. And that's exactly why I get very, very uncomfortable with seeing Caucasians wanting to adopt black children. Now, some people might say, okay, well, their parents didn't want them. So what's wrong with a white couple? Because white people are into some wicked stuff. They are into some evil, wicked, deplorable, perverse stuff when it comes to black children. Some of them have a slave master, slave fantasy kind of thing. I think last week's episode, Everything is a Lie, I showed y'all a white woman with this black girl, you know what I'm saying? Little cute little Yahudi black girl locked in a cage, right? I guess, I don't know what the hell is going on, right? But she pulled up in a car and she opened the trunk and this black girl, this little baby, little cute little Yahudi baby crawled out of the freaking cage. And I'm like, what the hell type of crap is this? I almost said another word. Sometimes I just, anyway. They have these weird, sick type of fantasies with black children. Let me show y'all something real quick. Mika, what's up? Shabbat Shalom, fam. Before I show y'all this Umar thing, it's going to be related to it. I want to show y'all this real quick, bro. This is wild, bro. So, do y'all remember? It was a story that came out not too long ago. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. So, there's this one. First, I'm going to show you this first thing of this woman who was over here adopting these African children and got them, you know what I'm saying? Let me just show you what I'm talking about, bro. This is wild. So, they can turn a boy into a girl and sissify. I'm just saying, this is what they do, bro, and I don't trust them. Look, so this is Charlize Theron, okay? She adopted this young Yahudi African child, and guess what she done did? She done turned him into a girl. Look, this is him, cute little Yahudi child, boy, right? This white woman adopts him, and this is what he is now. She turned him into a girl. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not sharing my screen. My bad. So this is the boy right here. Okay, the little Yahudi boy. And now he's a girl. Let me show you the other images here. Look, this is what she turned him into. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, I don't trust them. I can't. When I see stuff like this going on, I don't trust it. Now, how many examples do you hear of black people adopting white children and turning them into the other gender? You never hear of it. Not saying it don't happen, but it just don't happen very often. Nor do you see black people, you know what I'm saying, putting them in cages and treating them like slaves and all this other stuff. That's what they do. That's their fantasies. So yeah, I definitely got a problem with it. Now, let me go back to this Umar video here. Yeah. Poor baby. Yeah, I don't trust Caucasians adopting black children ever.
Yes.
Snow bunny crisis.
The snow bunny crisis relates to the tendency for black men in European societies to pursue white women as their mates at a rate that exceeds what any men of any other color does with regard to interracial dating. Black men love white women, and it's because of racial inferiority. It's because
I don't love white women. I love black women, Israelite black women, Bantu black women. That's what I love. Just saying.
Because I need validation. It's because I've been brainwashed to look at my own woman as being less than. It's because I want my children to look like my oppressor in order for me to feel like a man. So it is a psychological sickness born of post-traumatic slavery disease and post-traumatic colonization disorder. And it is destroying and eroding the foundation of the traditional black family all across the world.
So does it mean that you're still against anti-racial marriage?
Absolutely. I do not support it. I'm not against the white woman or the red woman or the brown woman or the yellow woman. Human being, I will respect you. But the family is the most essential institution of the black community. You lose that, you lose everything. In America, only 1 out of every 4 black women will get married. It's not much better in the UK or Paris or Canada or South Africa, you see. So if I want to save black people, I got to save the black family. Moreover, marriage is an economic alliance. Women on average outlive men. So if I marry a snow bunny, she's not going to take any of my wealth, any of my estate, any of my savings and bring it to Guadeloupe and build a school for black children. Kobe Bryant was a billionaire. He left all that money to a Latino woman. She's not going to bring any of that money back to Philadelphia to help our children. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the former middleweight boxing champion, he died as a result of the COVID vaccination. A white woman inherited his estate.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there because it's jumping into some very crazy territory. Now, let me give you another example. How many of y'all remember Twitch? Not the app or the streaming app, but that black dude. He was a dancer. You know what I'm saying? He died suddenly, right? Which I could probably connect to the jab stab, right? He was with a white woman, and now she's just going all across the media, throwing dirt on this black man's name. You know what I'm saying? Clout chasing and all of that. I ain't got nothing good to say about the man. Now, from my personal research on him, he was a good father. You know what I'm saying? A very good dude, very respectable, was there for his children and all of that. But now that he's gone, this woman is able to throw all types of dirt on this man's name. It's just, it's wild. It really, really is. I just don't understand it. Now, let's look at something here. I'm going to show y'all some statistics here. So this is an article from doyoulike.com. Interracial marriage statistics in the USA now 6-fold after 5 decades. Now, this article was written the pagan year of 2024, October. So this was only a few months back that this article was constructed. Let's read it. It says, The percentage of interracial marriage among newlyweds increased to over 6 times from 1967 to 2019, according to the Pew Research Center. The share of newlyweds married to a spouse of a different race shows a steep rise from 3% in 1967 to 19% in 2019. Of all married U.S. adults in the recent year, 11% had a partner different from their race. This percentage is higher than the United States Census report of 7.4% in 2000 to 10.2% from 2012 to 2016. So the interracial marriage agenda is only increasing. It is only increasing because of the Amalekite Luciferian media programming. So when Black people were getting married, Black love was on the rise, right? They had to do everything to destroy that. And so now what they've done is you have these agents in the red pill community that slander Black women, slander Black men on both sides of the spectrum, right? And so what it does is it creates an imbalance to it. It starts to change our perception of how we look at each other, right? Let's keep reading. It says interracial marriage facts in 2019. 29% of Asian newlyweds and 27% of Latino newlyweds are married to their spouses from a different race or ethnicity. The most common racial or ethnic pairing of interracial couples is Hispanic and a white spouse at 42%. White and Asian spouse falls at 15%, and white and multiracial spouses at 12%. 46% of the U.S. born Asian and 39% of Hispanic newlyweds have chosen a spouse who is not their race. Compared to only 5% of Black people who reported interracial marriage in 1980, it increased to 18% today. White men and women were least likely to report interracial marriage at 11%. Interracial marriage in metropolitan areas is higher by 7% than in non-metropolitan areas. So obviously, people understand the stigma that's attached to interracial marriage, interracial dating, and things of that nature. And so it's somewhat underreported, right? But all you have to do is look at these rappers and these artists that are marrying other nations. Let's look at that real quick. We're gonna look at these statistics real quick. Let me share my screen to this side. I'm gonna go over here on Yandex. I like Yandex better because it's not controlled by the Ashkenazi, so it shows me all the stuff I want to see. So let's look at NBA Black men marriage statistics to white women. Wow. Okay, here we go, fam. This is going to be interesting. Hold up. I mean, is this LeBron James' wife? Family, is this a Black woman or is this a white woman? Help me out. I don't really know much about old dude. I mean, I know he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers and all of that. I know people think he's one of the best, but I don't know much about his wife and, you know what I'm saying, his personal life. Is this dude married to a Black woman? Does anybody know? Because I don't know. I mean, she looks Black. Oh, she Black. Okay. So that's something I've noticed too. If Negroes don't go for a full-on white woman, they'll go for a racially ambiguous looking Black woman, which I don't think, I mean, you know, the thing is, bro, I mean, you're still marrying a Black woman, but in my world, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And she obviously wants to be Caucasian so bad. I mean, look at her, y'all. Come on, man. Blonde wigs. Oh, Father help us all. Here's the race of all the Black WNBA players. Most marry non-Black women. There are more than 300 players in the National Basketball Association. They forgot the B right there. The vast majority of them are Black, and their parents' babies' mothers are overwhelmingly Black women. Okay. So you have some brothers. Now, this right here, I don't believe this to be a Black woman. This is not. This is like a Mongol or something, but yeah. Okay, so he married him a Black woman. All praises. It says NBA player Chris Paul and wife Jada Crawley attend the second annual Sports Humanitarian of the Year Awards at the Conga Room on July 12, 2016 in Los Angeles, California. And that's him right there. Okay, this is Curry, Steph Curry. And I know he's biracial. Let's see. Ayesha Curry and Stephen Curry attend Stephen and Ayesha Curry's Eat, Learn plays 11th annual Christmas with the Curry celebration at Manzanita Community School on December 15, 2023. Photo by Noah. I mean, she looked like she's probably biracial herself. Oh, come on, man. Bro, look at this melanated Yahudi brother. Homeboy said, I'm going to go for the tartar sauce treatment, right? He said, I'm going to go tartar, right? I'm going to go tartarian with it. And now he done created this child, and this child don't even look. I mean, there's melanin for sure, but this child almost looks like Indian or Dravidian or some other nation. You know what I'm saying? Wow. This is crazy, bro. Wow. Now let's look at some of these. Kent Bazemore, his wife is white. Malik Beasley, Asian. Kim Birch, white. Devontae Kaok, Latina. Mike Conley, white. So when it mentions, the color or the nation, it's talking about who they married. Anthony Davis, Dominican. Wayne Ellington, white. Paul George, white. Jeff Green, white. George Hill, Latina. Aaron Holiday, white. J. Rue Holiday, white. James Johnson, white. CJ McCollum, white. Juwan Morgan, white. Taurine Prince, Middle Eastern. Julius Randle, white. Derrick Rose, 3/4 white. Terrence Ross, white. Dennis Schroeder, white. Tony Snell, white. PJ Washington, Puerto Rican. Wow. That's crazy. And I think this dude right here, he's also biracial. And look, he done had a whole white baby. Wow. This is what I'm saying, bro. See, people think, family, the great misconception, right? The great misconception is that, it only takes like 2 or 3 generations to completely white out your seed. Oh, no. It can be the very first generation. Look no further than Candace Owens. And if you are already biracial, all right, if you are already mixed with white, your child, and you with a white woman, you know what's going to happen. There's going to be very little melanin in that child, right? So it only really takes 1 generation to completely white yourself out. My, oh, my. Akeem, Shabbat Shalom. That's why I tell my son he can't do what I did. I won't stand for it. I mean, I'm going to say this to you, Ak, man. No disrespect to you. But if his mother is white, chances are he's going to probably marry white too, or have children with a white woman, because children, it doesn't happen all the time, but most of the time children are going to follow after what the parents do. Now, you could tell them, don't do this, right? But let's just say he want to be rebellious if he gets old enough and go and do that. You know what I'm saying? That's usually how it works. Now, it don't happen all the time, bro. It don't, but it does. It's likely to happen. It's likely to happen. I got a cousin that's super dark. Well, all my family is super dark, but very, very, very heavily melanated man. Used to play ball, and he ended up having a child with this pale white Russian woman. And when I saw her, like, I was looking over at my uncles and my cousins, and I was just like, bruh, he chose that? Then he had his son. There is no melanin in this child. He looks completely Caucasoid. And then what he do? He turn around and marry another white woman. So that bloodline is basically done at that point, because it's like all the mixing, and it's like the more mixing takes place, the more chances that, you know what I'm saying, they're going to completely white out what was originally intended for us to preserve. And that's the danger of doing this. You know what I'm saying? Polluting the Kadash seed. Wow. Boy. My cousin is mixed, and he married a white woman. Their kids took white. their kids look white for real. You can't even tell. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ak. Like it's just, it has a trickle down effect. Now, if you have an Israelite Yehudi, young boy, maybe his mom is white, right? But then his Israelite father teaches him the truth and how he made a mistake. Like I said, I'm not saying a white child or a child that's biracial isn't going to, you know what I'm saying, or is going to marry another nation. But I'm just saying, usually children go off of what they see. Now, in some instances, right? In some instances, a child could understand what their parent is saying and understand why they shouldn't do it. But sometimes when children can be rebellious, they'll directly go against what you say just to piss you off. Just like these white women that get with these black dudes because their parents told them not to get with us, right? And then so they can get back at their mom, they go and they have a baby with a black man. Just as a way to say, ha, 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 I did this. And they don't really care about you. They don't really give a damn about you, right? But they just use you as a way to say, yeah, I did this. So there's no love. There's no affection. There's nothing. It's just a aha. It's just an aha moment. Let's keep going. Wow. That's wild, bro. I don't even know what to say, man. And listen, there is such a thing as light skin privilege too. You know, and I'm not coming at anybody that's light skinned. I ain't coming at nobody that's light skinned. You know what I'm saying? If you are light skinned or if you're dark skinned and you're Yahudi, I still rock with you. But there is such a thing as white light skin privilege. People who are more racially ambiguous looking, they are more typically kind of put to the forefront, right? Let me show y'all something else here. Show y'all this next thing here. And the reason why they have that privilege is because they look more like the oppressor. Colorism in the black community. Yeah? Let's look at that. Because I see a lot of colorism out here for real. Colorism in the black community. Perspective on light-skinned privilege. Trigger warnings. High yellow, light skin, red bone, Oreo, purple, black, blue, black, midnight. Yeah. Before I heard some of these phrases and slurs spew from the mouths of white people, I first knew them within my own community of black school kids. And this is youthrex.com article I'm reading here. As a youth with no real understanding of colorism, which I would now define as internalized racism and white supremacy within the black community and other communities of color, I felt confusion, shame, and pain around my skin color and the story it told. Look at the photo of my extended family, and you will see skin tone as broad and diverse as the black community and the African diaspora itself. We are beige and toffee, cafe a latte, and deep chocolate, kinky-haired, and locked, curly-froed, and wavy flat. We are bound, like many other black families, by the shared ancestral pains of slavery, separated kin, SA by white slave masters, and the pervasive, damaging impacts of racism. And as I came to learn our experiences of race, racism, and community vary greatly by our skin tones and other intersectional differences, my place in an all-black family did not and does not guarantee that their oppression is my oppression. I clearly recall my mother having two different conversations with my older brother who has deep brown skin. Wear a belt and make sure you're wearing your ball cap straight. She advised if you see a police officer, you call him sir, you tell him where you live. Okay, so I don't know about all that. Now, I understand when it comes to the police officers, there's a certain level of decorum a black man, black woman have to have when you're dealing with them because of the way in which they act towards us. But I'm not over here talking about, yes, sir. Yeah, let me kiss your butt. Let me kiss your pale behind. Nah, I don't do that, bro. All right. I'll address you as officer, but I'm not kissing your behind. All right. Even if you call me boy, I ain't calling you sir, because that's the first. What you doing, boy? I didn't need those warnings as a light-skinned, assigned female at birth. Youth, I still don't need them. For example, consider this a close call white friend and I had with the police as truant high schoolers. We've been smoking weed in public space, and the white officer was responding to a report. I was terrified, but he gave us a brief lecture, smashed my pipe on the pavement, and took our information and let us go. I know how the police would have responded to this call had it involved two of my darker skinned brothers. I have seen it. I have seen them stop for no reason aside from their complexion, questioned with their back against the wall and their hands up. And while it is disproportionately black men who are brutalized by the police and vigilantes, this violence and psychological terror also impacts black women. I'm not going to read that next part because trans people have nothing to do with this conversation. We live in a country and world that perceives dark skin as an evil, threatening, foreign, exotified, and objectified. Because my light skin is associated with whiteness, I am perceived as less threatening, more beautiful or attractive, more educated. I did not and do not need the same warnings as my brothers. Okay, so light skin privilege is a real thing. It definitely is. And like I said, if you're light skinned, right? I don't have an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you ain't pale skinned, because there's light skin and then there's pale skinned. All right. I'd rather you be light skinned than be pale skinned. Because when I think about pale skinned, I think about why I keep saying it like that. When I think of pale skinned, I think more so about, you know, because like I said, if I think about like light skinned people like, you know, David and Esau and some of those ruddy individuals. Now, keep in mind that Esau was born light-skinned. Dawood was born light-skinned, right? So it's not a bad thing if you're light-skinned. But even if you are light-skinned, okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm sorry. I know I'm doing too much. It's Shabath, all praises, right? The thing is that, you know, being light-skinned is oftentimes associated with being a mixed child and one of your parents being of the colonizer, right? But we already know, like, for example, think about it like this. When I think about me and my brothers, right? So I was the darkest of my brothers. The rest of my other brothers were more ruddy and light-skinned than I was. I was dark-skinned, right? And so I also understand light-skin privilege because my mother's mother, my grandmother on my mother's side, she was a light-skinned woman, but she did not like dark-skinned people. So she accepted my brothers, but she didn't accept me, even though she was black with, and I think it could be because like on her family side of things, like, because I already mentioned before that my mother, my actual birth mother, her father was a Negro and her mother was also a Negro, but she has some Native in her. So I think that some of those traditions that she got from these Native American people is probably why she has some type of, you know, angst towards black people, dark-skinned people. And especially when I think about the fact the original indigenous Americans would have been a darker skinned people, maybe those red people, you know what I'm saying, obviously feel a way about them. But it speaks to the self-hate because you're a black woman that's light-skinned and you hate the Negro side of yourself. And then you have a black man that you married who is also light-skinned. I mean, this Negro was light-skinned, big old afro, right? So she married him, but if he was a dark-skinned man, she would not have ever batted an eye at him. And because I looked more like my father, and that's why I realize now, like, why my family did not really rock with my mother's side of the family, because a lot of them were lighter skinned people. And because we were all dark as the night, they just didn't like us. And I've always felt more closer to my father's side of the family than I did my mother's side of the family. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, there's always been the colorism I've experienced in my life personally. Being of a darker complexion, which I actually love. I remember one time I was in Vegas, right? And I was out in the sun. I had to work outside, bro. I got such a nice, you know what I'm saying, darker. I'm a dark-skinned man already, but I had like a darker chocolate hue, like super dark chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, I'm rocking with this. I'm rocking with this. Then I ended up leaving Vegas, and you know what I'm saying, my skin, you know, kind of lightened back up again. Not completely, but you know, I definitely went back a few shades lighter than I originally before, when I was dark at that point from doing the job. But I've definitely experienced colorism, and there's a lot of colorism that's promoted here in America for sure. I mean, look no further than these rappers, right? What did Lil Wayne say? He said, "Beautiful black woman, I bet that B look better red." But we've come so far, like we have come a long way from Tupac. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, right? That was always something I had been told growing up in my family. But now it's like nobody even thinks about that anymore. Nobody even considers that anymore. I mean, unless you're just like totally pro-black, totally Yahudi black, totally, you know what I'm saying, all the way in this with our nation, with our people. When I look at a black woman, I see so many, it's like the black woman to me, the Israelite black woman is an example of the perfection of the Most High, right? They look at us as we're the perfection of the Most High, made in his image as men, but I look at the black woman and I see her, you know, being the perfect, being the perfect form of what I think Yahuwah would create when it came to Israelites, when I think about, you know, black love, Israelite marriages and stuff like that, because even the other nations were able to acknowledge how beautiful these Israelite black women were. So much so that the Assyrians were planning to go against the Israelites. And when they saw Yahudith or Judith, they were blown away by how beautiful she was. They totally reconsidered what they were going to do to the nation in general, because they're like, how could anybody hate a nation that has such beautiful women? You feel what I'm saying? It's like, we had to be the children of the Most High. I mean, for a black woman to have that effect on a bunch of other melanated nations, because the Syrians were also black. They were Shemites, descendants of Shem. So they were, you know, they're the Shemitic bloodline, but even they were blown away by how beautiful that Israelite black woman was. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to get our people to get back into understanding that you are the example of the Most High's perfection. And why he said that when the Most High created man, when the Most High created woman, he said it was good. Oh, he said it was good. When the Most High says it's good, there's no questioning a damn thing, right? When Yahuwah says it's good, damn it is good, because he's perfect, right? In everything, right? He's a genius creator. When he said it is good, there is nothing that can challenge that. And so I had to always kind of help people understand that we have to see ourselves the way the Most High sees us. We can't allow Edom to continue to shape our understanding of what real beauty is, when the Most High revealed what that is when he formed man from the dust, the red dirt of Africa, Al-Kebulon, and formed the black woman from his rib. That was perfection. I've even heard people even say things like, you know, it was an interracial marriage because the rib is white. And I'm just like, what? Where do y'all get this from? Shalom says, we didn't have that colorist. My daddy was like Sudan and mama was like Holly Berry, but school. Oh, okay. So your daddy was like, of the complexion of the Sudanese people. Yeah. The Sudanese people, man, listen, bro, beautiful people, man. Listen, I know they're not our people. I know that they are Cushites, Kushim. But Cushite people, listen, I think that all melanated, nations have a certain level of attractiveness to them, because I'm just drawn to people of the hue men's, right? People that have hue in their skin, melanin in their skin, right? Even when I look at some of these like Afro Brazilians and Afro Dominicans and all of that, I'd just be like, bro, there's just no way, bro, I would ever go for anything than that. But Dinka people are very, very, and like Sudanese people are just very, very interesting looking, you know. But I think some of the women are just beautiful, bro. I'm not going to even lie. They are very, very beautiful. Let's look at some of them real quick. Let's look at some of these Sudanese women. Like this one right here. Let me show you her. Look at that. Beautiful. It's another one right here. Another woman. Look at that. Beautiful complexion, bro. Beautiful complexion. Let's see. Wow. Bro, look. I'm just saying, like, look. If the Most High, like, I'll say this, bro. Listen. If Yahuwah had allowed us to possibly marry other nations, and I would have come across a Cushite woman or something of that nature, I would have totally went for it. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't against the law, but no, like I said, it is against the law, you know what I'm saying, to marry other nations, even melanated ones. But when I look at this, I'm like, bro, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But see, people here in America will tell you that this is ugly, that this is not attractive, right? That's because of the brainwashing, bruh. That's because of the brainwashing. If you think that that's not attractive, and this is, I mean, you know, even women, even daughters of Zion could say that these beautiful, these women that are, you know, Cushites are still beautiful women, right? We could admit that. Wow. Amazing. But yeah, definitely no white people in their bloodline. Yes. And that's another thing, bro. Like, most Africans don't actually believe in marrying anybody else. So even they preserve their own culture, their own people, all of that. You feel what I'm saying? They do. And it's something I have to respect, because they don't allow the colonizer. But unfortunately, you do have some African people that end up marrying them folk for one reason or another. But this is what I think of when I think of like the original Israelites that would have, you know, been hundreds of years in captivity in Egypt, right? And they would have ended up intermixing with these dark-skinned Egyptian women. And also, all praises. So I was doing some research and I found the actual descendants of the Egyptians. Let me show you them. They're called the Afar people of Africa. Let me show you these actual Ethiopians. Well, they're not Ethiopians, they're Cushites, but let me just show you the actual Egyptians. Let me show you. They're called the Afar people of Africa. And I personally believe, looking at them, they are most definitely descendants of the ancient Egyptians. Let me show you. If you look at the hairstyles they have, look at this. Look at this. You see the hair? These are the descendants of the ancient Egyptians. Like this hairstyle right here, you find that all on these, like, those old Egyptian walls and stuff like that. Their hair is definitely it's not the same as the Negro, but it has some similar type of texture to it. But this is how the Egyptians will wear their hair. You feel what I'm saying? These are the Afar people, AFAR. Like, I'm calling you from afar. You feel what I'm saying? So these are actually I believe the descendants of the ancient Egyptians. So you can see they all have the same hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? But these are the Afar people. Matter of fact, I got a video I can show y'all real quick. I've shown this before, but I actually got a better video. So let me pull it up. Hold on. I'm going to bring it up for you guys. Somebody said, good Lord. Oh, y'all are hilarious, bro. Okay, let me see here. I actually have a video of these Afar people. Check this out. Let me pull it up. Check this out, y'all. Okay, you see them same hairstyles, right? In ancient Egypt. All right, these are the Afar people. These are your ancient Hamitic Egyptians, and they would also be considered Cushites too, because some people don't understand that these like Nubian nations would be considered Hamites, Cushite, Kushim. All right, and that would also include these ancient Egyptians. So Somalians, some Ethiopians, and some of these Afar people, they are all descendants of the Kushim, the Cushite people. Wow. All praises, man. All praises to the highest, man, for this. It's just, I've been doing so much research, and it's like the more I look at these different tribes, the more I'm realizing like I'm able to now that I kind of understand these Hamitic people, I'm able to start kind of connecting the dots to who they are in the biblical times, because everybody in Africa is a descendant of, the people mentioned in the scriptures. Obviously, some of them have migrated or have been scattered or something like that. So they might be in other places, but I definitely believe that those are the descendants of the ancient Hamitic Cushitic peoples. So all praises to the Most High. Would these be considered kilts in a way? So DM, I don't think they would be considered kilts specifically, but I see what you're getting at. I don't think they would consider them to be kilts, so to speak, but they have some sort of kind of similarity to what you think of as kilts in the modern day. But I don't think they call them kilts. I think it's just kind of Hamitic garb that they wear. But I don't think it's the same thing as what these Scottish people wear. You know what I'm saying? If anything. But I guess, I kind of understand what you're saying with that. DM says, imagine if Yahusha was that dark, light-skinned brothers would feel guilty on the day of Yahusha. To be honest with you, I feel like Yahusha is Sudanese dark. The way he's described, he would be very, very dark. Especially when you consider the fact that, I think most of our people were, if I'm being honest with you. Except for like the light-skinned Israelites and stuff like that. But I think that when we finally meet Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Dawood, Solomon, and everybody else, they will definitely be much, much darker, because you got to understand, they weren't really dealing too much with Caucasians. Even if they were intermixing, they were probably intermixing more so with darker skinned people. Unless they were messing with these leprosy Canaanite individuals, which we're going to get into in the documentary. But I think most of them would definitely be much, much dark. Very, very dark. Especially, like I said, if you consider all the years of the intermixing with the Egyptians. But yeah, all praises, man. All praises, all praises, all praises. Now, how many of you guys saw my video on the ancient, the video I did on ancient Babylon? How many of y'all have seen that? Because the more dots I connect, the more I'm able to realize where biblical locations are and a lot of stuff. The Most High has definitely kind of got me on a hunt for information so I can connect some dots, because we really got to deprogram from these Europeans and what they've been saying about the Bible, because these locations that they be making up and saying that this is Sumeria, this is Babylon, and it's Asia Minor and all this goofy stuff. You got to get out of all of that. Thanks for making 2 lovely songs about Yahusha. I love your R&B song, Black Messiah, and if Yahusha walked this earth. Very smooth songs of the true description of what Yahusha was like. Yes, that one, and also the Jesus Christ song. All praises. How many of y'all have seen that video about where ancient Babylon actually is? I had did it on a video series I had did a long time ago called African History is Biblical History. And I showed you guys where it actually is, where ancient Babylon actually is. And it's actually, most people I know haven't caught this. There's a few that know where it actually is, but some people have no idea. Let me see if I can show y'all something. Yes, isn't that like a 5-hour video? Yeah, just about 5 hours. It was so long ago I did that video. I low-key don't even remember like what I said all in it, but I know I showed ancient Sudan. Okay, so let's see. Sister Karima says I haven't seen it. All right, I'm about to show you. To those who have not seen ancient Babylon, I'm about to show you. Let's see. I'm going to show you what it looked like, and then I'm going to show you where it is. Let me pull it up. Okay. Let me show you this. Share my screen. In the land of Cush. So Babylon is in a Cushite, Nubian area. Let's keep looking. I'm going to just show y'all some of this. A dazzling civilization flourished in Sudan nearly 5,000 years ago. Why was it forgotten? Good question. So this is what's left of Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon and Nimrod's Babylon, because it's essentially the same damn thing, right? Same location. Look at these inscriptions here, okay? You can see some kind of half human, half animal hybrid. So you see the proof of the pagan deities. These look like sacrifice altars. Look at that. Melanated people. Look at these ancient inscriptions. Like, I just love digging out this history, man. I really enjoy researching all this stuff. Look at that. Another idol. You see? And now you got these Arabs out there now, right? Where are all the Cushites at? It's overrun by Arabs now. Look at these camels. Look, you got some Cushites. You see what I'm saying? The Cushite kid right there. It's a Cushite right there. Got the camels. Got another Cushite. You know what I'm saying? See the pyramids? See, when you look at this, you can understand that ancient Babylon, which was the first world empire after the flood, so post-flood, first empire built by Nimrod the Cushite, and you can see how Egypt took a lot of the inspiration from ancient Babylon. Let me show you guys something else on a map here. Now, I don't fully believe these colonizer maps, if I'm being honest with you, because they're made by Europeans. But I just want to point something out here. Let me see if I can get one that's very clear here, so I can show y'all something. Okay, let's use this one. All right. Now, look at this map. So Sudan is right here, okay? Then you have Egypt. So if the pyramids of the Cushite kings, the Nubian peoples, came from here, this area, and then, you know, and like I said, Babylon, let me zoom in. So this is Sudan, okay? And then this is Egypt. You could see that if Egypt was based upon the structures of Babylon in the wilderness and the desert of Sudan, you can understand why Masraim, or Egypt, he'd be right next door to where the first Babylonian Empire was. You can see that they were neighbors. And we know that Masraim is also a descendant of Ham. So obviously Babylon would be built in an area that Nimrod, the son of Cush, where the rest of his people would be. They were all close together because they're all related and they're all descendants of Ham. So you have the wilderness and the pyramids in the desert of Sudan, and then you have Egypt right here. So you can see they're all interconnected. And then it also connects to these other Hamite tribes, such as the Libyans, some of these other nations here in these Hamite nations here in North Africa, right? But I personally believe that our, what Yahweh gave us would be from like here all the way down. Like I said, I believe Yahuwah gave us way more than they're telling you. So when I think of it, if I think about like the Nile River and how it runs north and south, I'm thinking like, so from like the sub-Saharan Africa, so from here, like probably like right here, all the way down. I believe all of this is ours. All of this lower portion is what we have. And I think this up here is what the Hamites had. You feel what I'm saying? This is like the North Africa. But I feel like we got all of this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong. All right? I could be wrong. But the Most High gave us way more. You know what I'm saying? Than they're telling you. All right, let me show you something else here. We're looking at these pyramids and stuff. All right, pull this back up. Okay. All right, now let me see if I can show y'all another thing about these Kushite pyramids. But it proves that there was an empire that ruled that area for quite some time. I would show a video, but I don't want to get dinged on YouTube, no diddy. So, yeah. And I'm going to show you something else in a minute so I can prove to you it is where Shinar was built. All right, now here are some more images of these cities. 7 mysterious mysteries behind Sudan's thousands and thousands of pyramids. All right, let's keep going. Sudan has twice as many pyramids as Egypt. And like I said, it would make sense because Nimrod built Shinar, okay? Which would be modern day Sudan. Look at all these pyramids. This is wild, man. Don't y'all love biblical history? Look at this. Sudan's pyramids are often overlooked. That's because they don't want people to understand the Bible takes place in Africa, Kebulan. They don't want people to know that. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Proof of the paganism. Now, this looks like some kind of hybrid creature. Like it has the face of a man, but the body of like something else. I don't even know what kind of animal this is, but this is more examples of the paganism, the pagan structures. These are probably one of the deities that they sacrifice to, and these heathenistic Hamitic practices. In the 1830s, no one believed there are riches in the pyramids. See, now the colonizers come over there. They set up camp. They start paying more attention to stuff, right? Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, man, it's definitely interesting. Those people are monsters. Yeah, because I mean, it's like they want to hide everything and they want to control the biblical narrative. And that's why I rock with some of those Ethiopians that did not allow these Europeans to colonize them. And that's why the scrolls that they have are written in Ge'ez, which is their language, which is a Shemitic language. Let me show you this. This is Ge'ez. This is what the like they have Jasher and Jubilees and all these other books. And I was telling somebody the other day, like, I don't believe what we have as Jasher and Enoch is like what they have. I think what they have is way more legitimate than what these English translations are. Not saying there's not truth to them, but, you know, it's just certain things I see that just, you know. But look, this is Ge'ez right here. And you can see, like, it's written in this tongue that obviously Europeans don't know. The main language of the ancient Ethiopians was Ge'ez, which is a Shemitic language. And you can see it right here, written in these books. And like I said, they have Jasher, Jubilees, Enoch. They have all the apocryphal books. And that's why I know they're biblical. But I just don't know about you know what I'm saying, what we have with these English translations. I think it's very likely these people have added to the scriptures. All right, let's look at their Ge'ez and let's see how similar it is to Abari. Okay, this is Amharic, which is also a Shemitic language. My best friend from Eritrea, he speaks it fluently. Let's look at the letters and see how similar they are to Abari. So you have the Hoi, which is similar because I think about the Ha, the Lawi, the Hot, the Mai, the Sot, the Ris, Sat, Shat, Kaf. Okay, so the Kaf, that's very similar to the Kuf, which is the Q sound that you find in Abari. Look, they got the Bot, okay? The Bot letter, the B letter. This one looks like kind of like the Thou, but they call it the Tawi. Then they have the Kawi, which looks very similar to the Kat. All right. Harim, you have the Nahaz, which would be the Noon, which is the N sound. Then you have Gihaz or Ganihaz. Then you have the Aleph, but they spell it as Alif. Okay. But we pronounce it in Abari as the Aleph. Do you see how similar this stuff is? So I'm saying, listen, I don't need nobody telling me about, you know what I'm saying, Abari isn't the true tongue and all that. When you see all these, I'm going to show you Arabic too, because I'm going to show you Arabic is very similar as well. So you got a Kaf right here, and you've got an Aleph. It's just a different way it looks, but it's still the same damn thing. All right, let's keep going. Haf, Wawi, Ayin. They have an Ayin letter, and it looks just like the Ayin in Abari. All right. They have the Zay, which I think is reference to the Zine. They have something called the J. Then you have the Yemen, the Dent, the Dejent. And then they have the Gimil, which in Abari is pronounced the Gamel. Then they have the they call it the Teet, but it should be the Tot. Right here you have the Kayet, but it should be Kat. Then they have Payet, Sayed, Seifa, then the Af, and then the Sa. Now, the Sa is very similar to the Side, which makes the TS sound. All right, so this is the Amharic alphabet. Now, let's look at Arabic, because Arabic is very similar to Abari. Like I said, I've studied these other Semitic languages, so I could prove Abari is real, and I just see so many parallels. And I'm going to show you right now. So let's look at Arabic now. All right, let me pull this up here. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see it a little bit better, so y'all ain't going to be struggling. Like, okay, let's look at this. So this is the Arabic. All right. Moses married into Ethiopia. No, he didn't. He was king of Kush for a little bit. He would have been king of the Cushitic Nubian Empire when he left Egypt. It's not really expounded upon in like the Torah and the Tanakh. You got to go to Jasher to get the full story. But I had explained how he was king of Kush. He was given that woman. Her name is Adoniah. The Cushite woman that he married, her name was Adoniah. And he actually was king of Kush for 40 years, and he never laid with her. Never. You know what I'm saying? He ended up putting her away, obviously. And even the Midianite woman, he put away. But let's look at this. All right, so this is Arabic. So they have the Jim and the Tha, which is very similar to the Thou. Then they have the Ta, which I think is the Tot. Then they have the Ba'a, which is the Bat. And then look at this. They also have a Alif, but it's not called Aleph. It's called Alif. Do you see the similarities? Look, Za would be, I think, the Zine. The Ra would be Rash. Then they have the Da'al and the Dal. Then they have the Ka and then the Ha. Okay, so they have a Ha. And then they have a Ka, which would be Kaf in Abari. Ta, Dad, Sad, Sheen. So they have a Sheen, okay, which makes the SH sound in Abari. It's spelled differently. They spell S-H-E-E-N, but it's S-H-Y-N, Sheen. Then they have something called the Seen, and they do have a Kaf right here. Look at that, Kaf. Then they have a Quaf. Fa, Gayin. Look at that. You see that? Ayin, and they actually spell it the same way it's spelled in Abari. Wow. Very, very interesting, bro. All right. Then they have the Da. Then they have the Lam, which would be the Lamad. Then they have the Meme, which would be in Abari would be Mom. Then they have the Noon. Look at that. They got a Noon letter, which is what is called in Abari. It's just spelled differently, N-U-N. But the Noon letter. Then they have the Ha. then they have the wa, and then they have the ya. Okay, so you can see, bro, all of these languages are interconnected, bro. They are all interconnected. They are all interconnected. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just, you know what I'm saying, I go so hard for the language and stuff like that, because, you know, connecting all these dots is undeniable. Now let's look at Swahili. I never looked at the Swahili alphabet. A lot of Bantu people speak Swahili, even though you've got like all these other Bantu languages and stuff as well. But let's see. Yep. Let's look at this. Swahili language characters. Let's look at that real quick. All right. Let's pull this up. All right. This is Swahili. So they have Asali, which is their A, Bata, which is their Bat. They have the CH sound, which they call the Kura, but it's obviously for us, the CH sound will be the Kat. They have the D sound, which is Dunia, the E Mbe, F Fisi, G Gazetti, H Hadithi, Iguana, Jua, Kitabu, Lala, Milama, Nancy, Oga, Paka, Ruka, Simba, Timbo. Look at this right here. Their U sound also has the U sound, and they spell it as Ua, okay, which is what we call it in Abari. All right, Ua, Yaua, Yausha, Yauda, Hallelujah, Hua, right? That U sound, that vowel sound. They have a Va, Watoto, Yai, and Zabibu. Okay, so you can see even their letter pronunciations are very similar. So they don't have a C, but they have a CH sound, which would be the K, right? So it's very also very, very similar. Now, let me show y'all something, because somebody asked me about, is it Shalom or Shalom? And I want to prove that. I pulled it up while I was loading up the stream, so I'll show you this real quick. So let me pull that up. Let's see. Where did I have it at? I think it was... Did I close that window? I might have closed it. Okay. Let me go to my browser history, because I had pulled this up when I was working the stream, but see, people said the stream was running kind of slow, so I had closed it. But let me pull it up for y'all real quick. Let's see here. Oh, man, that's all bad. I thought I had it right here, bro. All bad. Let me pull it up on here. It's actually an article that kind of explains the real truth of the name and the UA sound. And I had accidentally closed it, trying to make this run a little smoother here. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. Hopefully it'll pull up, because I saw it earlier. I think this is it. Yep, found it. All right, let's read this article, bro, because I know some people are still kind of lost about why I don't use W's and V's and E's and I's and O's and all this other stuff. So I'm going to show you. Let's look at this. Where does the camp Hebrew come from? Are you talking about what they call Lashawan Kadash? I'm going to tell you where it comes from. A bunch of unlearned Israelites. That's really where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? Unlearned Israelites. That's basically where it comes from. Because Lashawan Kadash, bro, that's not even what it was called. It was called Lashun HaKadash, the holy tongue. But it's not called Lashawan. I don't know where they get that from. But like I said, a lot of them don't research anything. Now let's look at this. All right. Torah Institute, the letter W, W, W. Let's look at it. The English alphabet contains the three letters U, V, and W in order. The sounds of V and W are rather new, but still, the U, V, and W are closely related to each other. They are derived from the same source, coming to the modern world directly from the sixth letter of the ancient Abari Aleph Bat alphabet. A letter commonly expressed today as wow, or wah. Okay, so if you're using a W, I need to make it very clear to you. The waw was introduced by the synagogue of Hashatan. So if you're using a W, you're using their resources. I don't use what they use. I mean, unless I have to break something down in modern Hebrew. I ain't got no problem with that. But the waw was created by them. All right? Now, let's keep reading. But the letters U and W are new developments and are mutations of what began as a Hebrew letter. Now, let me just say something real quick. When it's talking about the letter U, it's not the same U sound you think of in English today. What do I mean by that? So, for example, the letter U we use today is the sound, like up or under or umbrella. The U sound, or what the U sound made, was E, like a double O sound, like ooh. All right, it wasn't it was ooh. It was pure vowel. Right? So just understand when it mentions the letter U, in Abarim, we didn't use the letter U, which is the modern day sound. But when we use the it was the sound. And if you really look at the Abarim language, a lot of the letters give off the sound that they make. For example, the thou makes the th sound, and you say it when you say the letter. The kat makes the ch sound, which is in the sound of the letter itself. The aleph makes the a sound, so on and so forth. So you know what sound it makes simply by the name of the letter itself. And that was why I think learning it for me was so easy, because once I understood the sounds that they make, I was able, and I knew what letters were not in the language. Every time I look at a letter, I see an E, I'm like, that's supposed to be an A. Every time I see a J, I know that's supposed to be a Y. Every time I see an I know that's supposed to be a Y. So just simple stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that really helped me see through all the stuff. Now, let's keep going. New developments in our mutations of what began as a Hebrew letter, then went into Greek and finally Latin. The original Hebrew shape was Y. The Greek shape was also Y and called the upsilon. The Latin dropped the stem and became V, but still sounded as a double oo, as in school. School, or more, kind of how we say it, right? School. Go to school. Do your homework when you come home from school, right? And better understand as a sound of the modern English letter U. The Orthodox in Catechism, the word for school is shul, Yiddish. And this is obviously the Most High's name. But see, it started out as the uwa, then it became the vav, then it became the wow. Okay? So this is what it originally was. These things came later. The V was added by heathens. The W was added by heathens. So it's not Shalom, it's Shalom. It's not Yahwadah, it's Yahudah. It's not Yahweh, it's Yahuwah. It's not Yahawashai, it's Yahusha. It's very simple. All you have to do is go back and look at language. Look at how these languages changes. Look at how the Romans ended up adopting and adding V's and W's and all this other stuff. All you have to do is look at history. Just do some homework. Just do some studying. Listen, if somebody tells you something, I'm not saying if it don't sound believable, not to at least, be like, okay, receive the information, but go and do your own research. And I'm telling you to do it. Even what I show you on here, go research. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I keep encouraging people to do, is research for yourself. Stop letting these Israelites who pass things down because of what they learned when they was in a camp, or when they first came into this and they was watching camp videos, to tell you that this is actually the truth, if they can't even break down these words and explain where the letter I came from, because it ain't in the tongue. Why would they need an I when they already have a Y sound that actually is what's found in the language? There is no W. The only thing that looks like a W is the sheen, but it makes the SH sound. And even when I look at Yahawashai and how they break that name down, I'm like, okay, this is false. Let me show y'all. Sorry. I'm like, it's going to be a learning day. It's going to be a learning day today. All praises. Let's look at Yahawashai and how they break that down, because this, when I saw this, I was like, yep, I see where they messed it all up. So let's look at this. I'm going to just pull this up real quick, and I'm going to destroy the name Yahawashai. All right. because I know the language. So, you know, I can easily disprove it. So look, this is what they have. Now, this actually says Yahuwah Ba Hasham Yahusha. All right. But let me explain how they broke down his name so you can understand the problem with this. So how they break down the name is they use Yod, Ha, Wa. Okay. So they have this as Yahweh. Okay. Then they use the Sheen and then they use the Ayin. Now, with the Sheen, what they do differently is they added another letter to it that isn't in the original tongue. What do I mean by that? Instead of it just being pronounced with the SH sound, they pronounce it with the SHA sound, so it becomes Sha instead of Shh, right? Then they add the Ayin and they add an I to it. But here's the thing. If you understand the tongue, right, it should be Yahusha. Because this ayin right here is also found in the word abari or abar. It's also found even when you use Esau's name, which is Ashu. Okay, Ashu, not Esau. That's the English translation, but it's actually Ashu. And this ayin is used at the very beginning of his name, so we know it makes an A sound. So then, why do you need an A in the Sheen letter? Then that means this letter is an I. How is it an I? Then with Yahuwah, they actually have it as Yahweh. So they have, like, let me see if I can find the letters that they use so I can destroy it. Yeah, take some notes for real. Take some notes because, like I said, I study this stuff. I've been studying Abari for a minute. So I've been able to easily, you know what I'm saying, prove this. But let's look at this. So ancient Hebrew, Lashawan, that's what they call it. Lashawan Kadash is what they call it, when it should be Lashun Kadash. Okay, cool. So let me show you this. We're going to look at this together, and we're going to point out the problems, all right, together, me and y'all, all right? Here we go. So here we go. Boom. This is what they got. So if you look at the letters, I'm going to point out some problems here. So they have the cough right here, and they say it makes the Ka sound, but it just makes the K sound. They have the Yod, which obviously makes the Y sound, but they have YA. Now, the problem with this is when you look at the first two letters of Yahuwah's name, Yod Ha, okay, that already gives you Yah. So why would the Y sound make an extra A sound if there's already an H to supplement the sound it would naturally make to give you Yah? Let's keep going. Then they have the Tat that they have written as the Ta. So I don't understand where these other sounds are coming from. I really don't, because not every single letter in Abari is a vowel sound, and that's another thing they don't understand. But let's keep going. Then you have what they call the what we know as the Kat, but they have it as the Ka. I don't understand where they're getting these sounds from, bruh. Anyway, then they have the Zine, which they have as Za, and then the Ua they have as Wa, and then the Ha, which they actually got right. Then they have the Dalith, which they have as Da. Then they have the Gamo, which is, see, they didn't even name the letters correctly. They didn't even name the letters correctly. That should tell you everything. But let's keep going. Then they have the Gamo, which they have as Ga. Then they have the Bat, which is Ba. Then they have the Aleph, which is Ah. Then they have the Thou, which they have as Tha. And like I said, look at the Sheen right here. They have it as Sha. I'm like, huh? Then they have the Rosh, which is the R sound. Then the Kuf. And then this right here is the Sod, but they have it as Taza. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, Father, help us. This language they're telling you is the true language is trash. There's nothing to back it up. There's nothing to support it. It's just something somebody made up, much like the 12 tribes chart. Just made it up. Just, here we go. This is the truth. Take it. Right? Same thing with this. Let's keep going. I'm enjoying this. Then they have the Fa, which is Pa'ah, and then they have the Ayin with the letter I. Then they have the Samak, which makes the S sound, and that's they have it as sa. Then they have the noon, which makes the NA sound. And then they have the mom, which makes the ma sound. And then they have the lamad, which makes they say la sound. So off top, I can look at you and I can look at this and I can tell you this is totally flawed. It's not based in truth. It's not based on anything factual. And they literally have every single letter described as a vowel sound instead of actually what the letters are called. So if you can't even tell me what these letters are, you can't tell me nothing about the language, because I went through every single letter and I showed you what they're actually called without even seeing them, because I know them. So I don't understand how they got the I sound from, I don't know how they got the I sound from the ayin. That doesn't make any sense. Nor do I understand how they got the sha sound from the sheen, okay? Because it just makes the sh sound. And then the kot, they have it as ka. Like, huh? Yeah. Anywho, that's what they call the Lashawan Kadash. But it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's literally just a watered down version of the true tongue that has no truth to it, no actual, you know what I'm saying, backing of it. And then it's like you don't even know the name of the letters and you're telling people this is the true tongue. So if you can break down an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Even though those are the letters in the pagan alphabet, right? Each of those letters has a name, but it's not the sound of the letter that gives the name. It's the name of the letter itself that tells you what the letter is, not the sound it makes. Amazon or Canaanite made that deception. Okay, so one thing I want to say is that Canaanite tongue is very similar to Abari. Essentially, it is very, very similar. As a matter of fact, it is the same thing. It's just spoken with a certain dialect. You feel what I'm saying? A different dialect than how we spoke it. But they use the same letters. And it will make sense. If you're dwelling in the land of Canaan, right, then you would obviously be in contact and communication with Canaanite people, right? So that is the truth. That's why sometimes you'll see it as Canaanite Phoenician, but it's still the same tongue that our people spoke. Yeah, man, I don't know where all this is coming from, dude. It's wild how many things that these camps teach that are so far from the truth while having pride. Like being loud and proud means nothing if you don't know what you're talking about. I stand on Yahuwah. Now, let me show y'all something else. We're going to take it a step further. Just in case you're still on the fence about this, let's look at the evolution of language. They got a chart here. And now it's going to show you what the scriptures say and how the scriptures agree, because the very first alphabet or aleph bot that you see on this chart is Abari, which means it is the tongue of creation. Jubilees 12:26. So we're going to go to the evolution of the alphabet, and I'm going to show you how Abari is at the very top. Okay, wonderful. All praises to the highest Yahuwah. Let's look at this together, fam. All right. This is just how you, this is how you prove it. All right. So let me make this bigger. Okay. Let's look at this together, fam. Here we go. So evolution of the aleph bot or alphabet. And we're going to, let me zoom out. We're going to look at these real closely. Okay. Look at this. Proto-Semitic. Now, this is what you call pictograph. Pictograph Abari. All right. Which was inscribed in stone. So it was mostly used around the time of Abraham. And probably even earlier than that when you really think about it. But this is what you find when you look at some of there was actually a cave in Congo that had these writings. Okay. So this is the earliest form of language right here. And you can see Abari is at the top. And this agrees with Jubilees 12:26, the tongue of creation. Okay. So Lashun Bara. All right. Tongue of creation. Now, this right here is the ancient Abari. Now, like I said, they call it Phoenician, but you know, whatever. So you can see aleph, bat, gamo, daleth, ha, ua, zin, kat, tat, yad, kaf, lamad, mam, nun, samak, ayin, fa, sad, kuf, rash, sheen, thou. 22 letters in the ancient tongue. All right. Now, when we continue to look at this, we can see how a lot of these letters were taken by the heathen nations and formed into these modern day letters. Okay. So look at here. This is archaic Greek from 750 BCE. All right. And you can see how the aleph became this, the bat became this, the gamo became this, so on and so forth. So you can see it's similar, but it's still different in some ways. Okay. So you can see the mom, lamad. So the lamad, they just turned it around and flipped it like this. The kaf is essentially the same. Samak is essentially the same. The ayin is a little bit more bigger. The fa, okay, is curved down a little bit more. The sad, they turn completely into an M. All right. Then the kuf, you can see they have a line drawn through it, which is the Q sound. And you can see that they took the line through it and just kind of drew a circle with the stem. Right here, you got the Rosh. The Rosh pretty much looks the same. Then the Sheen letter, what they did is they took it and they turned it to the side. Okay. Then you got the Tat, or the Salaki, the Thou. And you see they turned that into a T. All right. Now let's look at Latin. All right. So we have now, what is the letter A, B? All right. And then the Gamo, they got rid of the Gamo altogether and created the C, then the D. All right. And then this became the E, the F. All right. The zine, they turn into a G. The cot, they turn into a H. All right. And that's why a lot of people, when they use the cot letter, they pronounce it with an H, which, I mean, it does have an H in it, but it doesn't make the H sound. Like, for example, I see people refer to the Ruach as the Ruah, or Mashiach as Mashiach. But that doesn't make any sense, because if you have the ha letter, right, it will make the A sound by itself. So if that's actually true, then why does Yahuwah's name not have a kot in it? Right? Because the ha makes the A sound, not the kot. The only letters I know that make similar sounds is the ayin and the aleph, and also the kaf and the kuf, which are almost pretty much interchangeable. Let's keep going. All right. So we can see that the zine became the letter I. All right. The kaf, they kept the same. Lamad, they changed it a little bit. All right. Let's see. The mom, they kept it pretty much the same. The noon, they kept it the same. They got rid of the samak, and then they created the O. All right. The gamo, they literally kind of shifted it just a little bit, but it still kind of retains its form. And then the kuf, like I said, they removed the line and they put it right here. And then you have the Rosh, and it looks more like a D. Then the Sheen, remember, it went from this, and then they switched it to the side. Then they turned it into a Z. All right. And then the Thou, they turned it to a T. That's what it became. All right. Let's keep going. All right. Romans. Okay. Now we see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. There's no J. Look at that. No J. Okay. And this is 1 CE. No J. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. There's no W right here. And then X, Y, Z. Okay. So we see there's no W even in the time of Romans. 1 CE. No W. Look at that. Nothing. No W. All right. Nothing. And then modern day Latin script is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now, we can easily track the progression and the change of these letters by simply going to the U, the V, the W. Okay. So let's track it and let's go back. All right. So we can see the U. And like I said, the U, what you think of as the U, which makes the sound, is not applicable to Abari, because the UA makes the oo sound. But let's look. So UVW, let's track it. So we can see the UVW evolved from the V, or the V came from the Yod, or the Y sound. And we're going to just track this yellow trail right here so we can get the truth. So let's go right here, and we're going to go up, scroll up, boom. And where did it come from? The UWA. Huh? Interesting. So the W, the V, and the letter U, which is the modern day U, which makes the sound, they all came from the There was no W. Where's the W at? I'm looking for it. Do you see a W anywhere, family? There isn't one. Okay? There wasn't one. All right? So again, research, learn the truth, and stop listening to everybody that's telling you that this is the true tongue, and Yahudah was called Yahweh, and Yahuwah was called Yahweh, and Yahusha was called Yahweh. Throw it in the trash. Throw it all the way in the trash. Pastor Kelly teaches the name Yahweh too. It's not just camps, bro. If he's teaching that, bro, he just as brainwashed as everybody else that rocks with these other names. Because again, how are you going to be a teacher and you haven't explained the origin of language? I don't understand. And you're telling people it's the true language. Yeah, it's not just the camps, but that name came from camps for the most part, because they was the one pushing the Lashawan Kadash. Matter of fact, hold on, let me show y'all something. I was going to say this for the Campianity video, but since we talking about language right now, I'll show you this real quick. Give me a sec. They call it Lashawan Kadash. Let me show you this, bro. Woo, boy. Okay. So let me show y'all this, man, and show you what's going on with this. Because like I said, this stuff came from Campianity. You don't believe me? Let me show you. Pull up this video here.
Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Chakodash.
Look at that! Look, y'all hear that heathen, that heathen. You know what I'm saying? That heathen. What do they call it? The Yiddish, the guttural sound. Oh, Mashiach. Oh, it sounds like some angry Germans over here. What's going on? Like I said, the cot does not make a hard guttural sound. That is Yiddish. Just like when I say the Ruach HaKadosh, Yahusha HaMashiach, right? Simple. There's no all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you just heard that, right? So you seeing where the inspiration is coming from, right? Okay, gotcha.
Also, those millstone rule well as double to their elders. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing this world with our truth, sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahweh Shai. It's gonna be a quick lesson going over again the Hebrew alphabet, the Lashawan Kodash. You know, it's one of the skills. You know, like any other skill, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. You know, so this lesson not only for me, myself, but also for newer brothers or just in general for a refresher. I got the Lashawan Kodash or the Paleo Hebrew on the top, and then you have.
And I don't understand, why do people call it Paleo Hebrew? And it's nothing against y'all if y'all call it that, but that's not what it was called. It was called Abari. Why? Because of the forefather of the Abari people, who is Abar. Matter of fact, hold on, let me pull that up. I gotta prove everything I say. Sorry, y'all know what it is with Yexer. Let's go to Genesis and let's look at where I get the word Abari from. I've shown this plenty of times, but I know a lot of people is learning some things. We talking about language, I gotta just show you all of it, so you understand why I say certain words, why I don't say certain words, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna show you. Hold on. So let's look at the sons of Shem real quick. All right, we're in the Septuagint, and we're gonna look at this. All right, so let's look at this. All right, starting off at actually I jumped down. Okay, so Shem, Genesis 10, and we're gonna read all the way till we get to Abar. And also to Shem himself were born the children, father of the sons of Abar. Now they have it as Hebrew, okay, but let's look at the tongue. Let me get out the Greek, and we're going to look at the Hebrew, the Abari, all right? So, right here, Abar, okay? Ayin, Bat, Rash. Now, like I said, I'm not really a fan of the modern Hebrew because I think it's garbage, but I can read it if I have to show you something, just like right now. So, Abar is where you get the word Abari, okay? Abari. It comes from this man who is a son of Shem. And that's where you get Abraham. That's where you get Terach. That's where you get all these other Shemitic peoples. So like I said, if a person is not a descendant of Jacob, but they are descendants of Abar, they are still Abari. They're still Hebrew. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, unless you didn't just whited yourself out and mix with all the other nations and all the other stuff. But Abar is where we get this word from. Now, what I find interesting about this, though, is the ayin is pronounced with the E because of the heathen Hebrew. Let me zoom in. That's probably too close. Okay, so look. You see it says Eber, right? But you see the little dots and dashes. That's how it becomes Eber, okay? But this is the progenitor of our people. And when you think of like every nation that's named after, you know what I'm saying, whatever son of Noah, that would be the same thing. So, for example, if you think about the Egyptians, they spoke Matsarim, Egyptian. If you think about the Greek people, they spoke Yabani. That's Greek. If you think about the Aramim, they spoke Aramaic or Arami. Every single language is named after the people from whence that nation came from. Okay? So Greek is Yaban. Kittim is Rome. So they smoke Kati. All right? Is it making some sense here? Right? All of these nations spoke the language of the progenitor of certain peoples. So Cushites spoke the Kushilashun, the Cushite language, the Cushite tongue. Every single nation spoke the language after the name of one of the sons of Noah, or descendant of the sons of Noah, because Abar came after Shem. Prior to Abar, there were just Shemites, Shamim. You feel what I'm saying? All of this stuff is just like scholarly stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But this is why I say we are Abarim. We are Hebrews. We are not, you know what I'm saying, what some people say we are. Now, like I said, if you say Hebrew, it's not a big deal. But I've done a lot of research on this, and I'm just the type of person that just goes off the tongue because that's where the truth is at. You know what I mean? All right. Now that I showed that, let's get back to this video. So I want to see what else this brother gonna say. All right, here we go. Let me jump back over.
Syrian on the bottom. So let's just get right into it. Then I got some a couple words on the other board over there. Yeah, let's just get right into it. You know, we know from the prologue of Sirach, the Hebrew, which you can go and read that. I'm not going to read it right now, but the prologue of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, it tells us that the Hebrew, it has more force to it. And of course it does, man. This is the language of the heavens. This is the language that Yahweh speaks, the angels, the Heavenly Father. You know, just for example, when
So this is the language that Yahuwah spoke and the angels spoke, but yet you don't know actually what it was called. Do y'all notice why a lot of these people in the camps do not refer to themselves as Yahudim? Have you noticed they don't refer to themselves as Abarim? Have you noticed they don't refer to Greeks as Yabanim? Have you noticed why they never break down the scriptures in the ancient tongue? It's exactly why. They don't know it. They don't. And I'm not trying to like throw dirt on them because they don't know. But dude, there's way too much information out here for you to still be walking in ignorance. In a time of technological innovation and a time of truth and great revelation, ignorance is a choice. Let me say that again. In a time of this great awakening, technological innovation, ignorance is a choice. You're choosing to be ignorant. You're choosing not to research. You're choosing not to question the people who are telling you these things. And like I said, hey, you ain't got to believe me, bro. Go look it up yourself. I'm just showing you right here in front of everybody that if we were called Abarim, right, because we are descendants of Abar, then that's actually what we were actually called. Not Hebrews. But if you say we are Hebrew, hey, I ain't got no problem with it. I know what you're talking about. But I just prefer to use the actual tongue. that our forefathers spoke. Especially when I'm in communication with the Most High, I prefer Abari. But you know, that's just me. All right, let me go back to this video.
How Shai kicked Paul off that horse. He spoke to him in the Hebrew tongue, you know. Well, let's get right into it. We got, see at the top it says Lashawan Kodash, which Lashawan means language or tongue. And then you have Kodash, which means Kodash, Salakia, Kodash, holy.
Salakia, you mean Salaki. You mean Salaki. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh boy. I don't know where these people get this stuff from, bro. Anytime you add a Y, for example, something becomes possessive, right? So if I'm referring to Yahuwah, right, and he is my Alua, I'm going to refer to him as Aluahi. Aluahy, Aluahi, right? So if I say Salaki, that means forgive me because it's possessive, okay? When you add that Y, all right? Same reason why I would say that I am a Yahudi. I'm describing myself. If somebody is Grecian, they would be a Yabani because it's possessive, right? If you would describe a Horite, you would say a Gari. And then when you have a bunch of them, Horites, plural, Karim, because Horite would be Gari. And Horites would be Karim because of that M. So Y is possessive. M at the end of a Y is plural. So when he's saying Salakia, I'm trying to understand where that comes from because that wouldn't actually be, it wouldn't fall in line with the rules of Abari. And like I said, that's why they don't call themselves Yahudi. They don't call themselves Yahudim. They don't call themselves Yasharalim. They just call themselves Israelites. Like I said, I say Israelites because I know a lot of people don't know the tongue like that. And I try to just kind of like work it in so people understand what I'm actually saying. But it would be Yashralim. And if you are an Israelite singular, you're describing yourself as an Israelite, it would be I am a Yasharali. Ahaya Yasharali. I am Israelite. Or Ahaya Yahudi. I am a Yahudi. These are all different things that I have learned and, you know what I'm saying, understanding the language, understanding the tongue, breaking these things down, the Most High revealing it to me. And I got to give all credit and esteem to Yahuwah because it's really him that helped me really, really like understand this completely to where I'm at now. It ain't nothing but the Ruach HaKadosh. You know what I'm saying? That helped me be able to understand these many, many things about this tongue, this language that they tried to kill, a language that they said is dead, but yet I'm out here speaking it. They tried to kill our tongue. They tried to kill Abari, but they failed. And it all started out with the name Yahuwah. And the reason why I wanted to learn Abari is one, they took it from us, right? And tried to hide it. But two, I had to confirm the Most High's name is actually Yahuwah and his son is Yahusha. And I never felt comfortable with Yahweh and Yahushua. Something about it just didn't sit right with me. And even when I think about all the deeds that they do in the name of Yahushua and Yahweh, and I'm just like, every time I come across people who believe in Yahweh and Yahushua, I realize like they have a spirit on them that just doesn't represent Yahuwah. And I'm all like, I think your God or who you're calling on, who you think is the Most High, is somebody else. It ain't the Most High. Because if it is, I would expect you to operate as if you know him, but you don't. Unfortunately. But you can get to know him if you just come out of campianity. That's all I'm saying. Just come out of it. Just come out of it. Come out of her, my people. Come out of it. There's nothing in campianity that will bring you closer to the Most High. You think it is, but yet you got a member out here who got exposed for getting pegged, bent over, touching his toes, and getting pegged, all in the name of Yahushua. Yeah, I mean, if that's your sodomite God, I don't want him, bro. I'm good. I'll pass on that. It's a no for me, Chief. Just saying. Yep. Melanated by Yahuwah, Shabbat Shalom says, yes, they still use pagan Christ, pagan Lord, pagan Jesus, all this pagan stuff. And that's another thing. Why these camps ain't teaching y'all that these names you're calling on are pagan. These Negroes really got the gall to be sitting here telling me, man, ain't nothing pagan about Lord. Ain't nothing pagan about God. Yes, it is. You calling on the same deity of the heathens. Where's your separation? And the thing I don't understand about it is, like, if you believe Yahweh Shai and Yahweh is the true name, why not just stand on that and throw away Lord and God? So y'all want to jump between these different pagan deities and all that? Bro, I don't do that over here. I don't want the Lord. I don't want God. I don't want Jesus Christ. I don't want that. I'm good with Yahweh Yahusha. You know what I'm saying? Even just saying it, Yahweh Yahusha, Yahweh Yahusha, Yahweh Yahusha. It just flows so clean, right? Just so clean, like when you say it every time, right? Okay, let's get back to this. Please hit the like button if you haven't. We just chilling right now. I'm not doing no lessons. We're just having a conversation.
So, and in Hebrew, the subject comes before the predicate. So, language, holy, or holy language, holy tongue. This is the Lashawan Kodash, and this is the building blocks for the Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. This is the Hebrew alphabet. So I'm just gonna go through it. I don't have the meanings under it, but I have the sounds of it. Just
okay. So you don't have the meanings. This is another problem. This is another problem, because how can people understand the power of the language if you can't even explain the meanings of the words? You can't even explain the meanings. And then on top of that, you have the sound, but not the name of the letters. As I said, that's a problem. The only one he got right, according to this, is the ha, which makes the H sound. Everything else is just the sound that they use that it makes. So, for example, this one right here is the tat, but he has it as ta. The kaf, he has as ka. The lamad, he has the la. Like, where I don't understand. Where's all this coming from here, sir? Because you can't even tell me the name of the letters. You just only know the sounds, and you don't know the meanings either? Wow.
Basic Hebrew alphabet lesson for the Paleo and the Assyrian. So let's get right into it.
Wait, this is not Assyrian, sir. This is Arami. This is Aramaic. Okay. So when you think of Aram, 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 who is also a descendant of Shem, that's what our people were speaking when they were in Babylonian captivity, right? They said that they were speaking Arami. Arami is what you think of modern day as Aramaic. Okay. So Arami is Aramaic. I had somebody come on my channel the other day saying something about the Assyrians is the what did they say? Something about the Assyrians being the same as the people that spoke the Syrians. They said the Assyrians and the Syrians are the same thing. And I said, no, they're not, Ak. All you got to do is go to Genesis 10 and look at Shem. He had several sons. You have Ashur or Assyria, and then you also have Aram, which is where you get the word Arami. So Assyria and the Syrians, because Syrians translated in English would be the Aramim or the Aramaeans, okay, or Arameans. That would be where you get Aramaic from. Assyrians and the Aramim are two different Shemitic peoples. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Let's keep going.
Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha, and for the Cha.
I gotta breathe. Get it out my chest. Get it out my chest. I'm speaking Yiddish.
This character right here, you gotta use your the throat. Ha, ha.
Nah, I'm not doing that, bruh. I'm not doing that. It's cot. I don't bro, you're gonna be having a red sore throat, bruh, speaking this Lashawan Kadash. You're gonna be making friends with the Jewish people, like, hey, we speak the same language. Woo, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's Yiddish, bro. Like, if you listen to like German people, they use that guttural sound, and I'm gonna show you it's Yiddish, so I can also disprove what he's saying. But if you look at Yiddish speaking people, even not even just like Germans, but like people in Poland and a lot of those places, they all do the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Coughing up bubbles.
You have Ta, and you have Yah, which Yah, I tried to make it, Pastor makes that point, the Yah is the smallest character, so, we should be drawing it smaller, try to make it a little bit smaller. And then you have Yah, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza.
I'm still trying to understand where the ayin is an I sound, which isn't even in the language to begin with. We can go back and look at that chart and you won't see no letter I either, which is why I'm saying all these things they're saying are false.
Qua, Ra, Sha, Ta. I believe, it's 22 characters long. You just count to make sure.
Yes, it's 22, brother. It's 22.
It's easier than the English alphabet, But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16.
Wait, so you're teaching the language. You don't know the name of the letters, nor do you understand how many letters are in the language, and you're teaching it. I guess. Now, real quick, I'm going to just show you guys what Yiddish sounds like so y'all can understand he's speaking Yiddish. So let me pull this up. I'm going to show you this real quick, and we'll come back to him. Let me jump over here real quick. Hold on, y'all. All right, check this out.
The Yiddish language.
Yiddish.
Numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
you see that? That's that Yiddish stuff. That's the I can't breathe, right? I know I'm clowning today, y'all. We just having fun. It's Shabath. I'm in a good mood. All praises to the highest Yahuwah. But I mean, y'all hear that, right? Like that's Yiddish. I'm telling you, bro, they're teaching our people Yiddish. I'm not showing y'all Yiddish, right? I'm giving you what real sounds, right? I don't use that stuff. I say Mashiach, Yahushua HaMashiach. That's it. KH, CH, however you want to do it. But nonetheless, it still has that sound like the word Bach, right? It's just not Bach. Bach. It's not like that. It's just Bach. Mashiach. Ruach. Just very simple.
1.
Greetings and phrases.
Shalom Aleichem. Aleichem Shalom. Sei gesund. Guten Morgen. Guten Abend. Ja. Nein. Bitte. A Dank.
The Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Allweltliche Deklaratie von Menschenrecht. Artikel 1. Jeder Mensch wird geboren frei.
All right, let's look at the letters they use. I see E's right here. Okay. I see V's. I see E's. I see E's. O's. Yeah. I see. Hold on. Whoa, what else we got? What else we got? I see another V. Yeah. I see another E. Yeah. Another E. Another V. Another E. V. E. I see an E. I see an I. I see E. V. I. Nah, I'm just playing.
Und gleich in Kuwait und Recht. Jeder wird beschonken mit Verstand und Gewissen. Jeder soll sich führen mit der Zweiten in ein Gemüt von Bruderschaft. Artikel 2. Jeder ist berechtigt auf die alle Rechte und Freiheiten.
Okay, I can't listen to this. One thing about me is something about this language they speak just makes my spirit uneasy. You know what I'm saying? And it just sounds like they got a bunch of spit in their mouth. Like, be a man and spit that loogie out of your mouth. Just clear your throat and spit it out. Then maybe you'll make some sense. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. So I just wanted to show you that so I could help you understand that what he's teaching is basically Yiddish. It has Yiddish roots to it. And maybe he's not actually teaching it with the intention of teaching people Yiddish. He probably really believes it's the actual tongue. But the ua became the vav, then it became the wa. So that's because, they kind of changed some things in the language and stuff like that. But originally it was the ua sound. And we already looked at the chart and we saw that there was no V, W, or even the letter U as we think of today that makes the sound, but that ooh sound has always been present from the beginning. All right, let's keep looking at this video here. Just wanted to prove that real quick so y'all can see what I'm saying. All right, here we go. Finish this up.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So yeah, 22 characters, just to be sure. But that's the Hebrew alphabet, you know, the Lashon Kodash or Paleo Hebrew. These are the characters. But you won't see these characters in the Old Testament. You know, that's why I'm going to go through the Syrian text, because we tend to pull a lot of words from the Old Testament, you know, and then if you just press play, it's going to say some BS, you know. That's why I got a couple examples on the board over there. We'll get to it later. But let's go through the Assyrian text now. And forgive me, I'm not the best artist. I did my best.
Okay, so according to this, in order for him to get what he calls the Lashon Kodash, he used Aramaic to get these sounds, which is why I'm saying it's not based in actually the language. It's based in what he thinks of as what these Jewish people speak. So if you look, you can see the letters are the same. Okay, Aleph is A, Bat is Ba, Gamel is Ga, Dalet is Da, so on and so forth. So he really used this to get this. And that's what I'm saying. This is the error here. There was no research put into this. There was no deeper understanding put into this. It was just copying what you see the Yiddish people using and basically rolling it on over here. And then now you're saying, well, this is true Hebrew. All right, well, there it is.
You know, try to make it look how it looks, you know, on the blue letter. So you have the A, Ba. Like I said, you gotta really pay attention to the Assyrian because of the little, I want to say nuances. 9 and 4, which means exempt from judgment. And Lord willing, you know, we have that the Y upon us that's been placed upon us.
So, okay, wait a minute. So I'm looking at these letters he's using here. So he has Alahayim, or the powers. I don't know where this came from either, though, because this is so he said he's using this based on blue letter. And I'm gonna say this about concordances and stuff like that. Because they are translated by Ish people, you can't fully trust what it says, if I'm being honest with you. Because, for example, they don't have the Most High referred to as Alua. They have him referred to as Elohim. If you look at his name, they have it as Jehovah instead of Yahuwah. So you still have to look past the dots and dashes, the Nakud vowel point system. You have to look past all of that to be able to really understand. So even blue letter, even a Strong's Concordance can fool you if you aren't still kind of familiar with the differences between ancient Abari, the Kadum Lashon, and what you think of as modern Hebrew. There are definitely some huge differences. And I've noticed a lot of them don't talk much about vowel point systems and Nakud and all that other stuff. They never talk about that, which is why I know why they don't really understand what they're talking about. But the thing is, bro, listen, I want people to be able to get things right with the Most High and stuff like that. Now, let me show you another thing here real quick. Let's go to Exodus. I want to show y'all something here. Let's go to Exodus and let's read this, because I want to show you something else that shows you why I think modern Hebrew is just trash. Let me pull this up. Let's jump over here to the blue letter real quick. Like I said, if you got to be careful when you're using the blue letter and these other things, because they can easily, mess stuff up with their translations, because they've done that a lot, even with the Most High's name. Let's look at the word Yasharal. Okay, let's look at this. So this is it in modern Hebrew right here. Okay, you can see Yad, Shin, Rash, Aleph, Lamad, right? So here's why I know this is false. First of all, this is a Yad letter. Okay, the very first letter of Yahuwah's name, which makes the Y sound. Why the hell do they have it as an I when they say Israel? So a Y sound becomes an I sound, huh? Okay. The Shin is correct because Yash, All right. And then you have Rosh. So Yashar, this is your first word of the actual name of the nation. Okay. And Yashar means uprightness. So when you see something that, like, you think about the book of Jasher or Yashar, so Hasafar, Yashar means the book of uprightness. Okay. Because uprightness is what the Most High expects of us, which is why the nation of Yasharal means the upright of Alua. Okay. Then you have all, which is short for Alua. Okay. But if we're reading this as Israel, this aleph becomes an E. But we know that the aleph is the first letter of the aleph bot. Hence why it's called aleph bot, right? First letter, aleph. But it becomes an E. You know why it becomes an E? See those dots right there? That changes it to an E. Then you have the Lamad. So Yasharal becomes Israel. And another thing that doesn't make sense is the sheen makes the SH sound. So then why does it make the sound of the Samak, which is the S sound? Now, the thing about the Samak and the Sod is the Samak and the Sod, they sound similar. So, for example, if I say the Mount of Zion, I'm making the TS sound, so it'd be Zion, right? That's different than the Samak, because the Samak is just a pure S sound with no T sound attached to it, right? Just like you say Samak. It's not Shamak, but Samak, right? So that would make the S sound. So then why do they have a sheen right here, which makes the SH sound? So you can see, bro, the language is completely garbage. It really is, because it's just so just jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Bianca says, wow, so you're telling me the Hebrew concordance? Yes, everything has been tampered with. Everything has been. Everything has been. You can't fully trust even the Hebrew concordance. Nope, you cannot. You got to have, for me, I have enough understanding of the language in order to see through the lies. But if you're not kind of in that advanced level, yes, the Blue Letter Bible, the Hebrew concordance will also jack you up too. It definitely will. It definitely will. And I'll show you that, actually, since I'm showing y'all all this stuff. I did not expect this to become something about Abari, but yada yahoo, right? Let's look at this. I'll show you what I mean. Everything is corrupted by these Jewish people. I'm just going to be honest with you. Everything is. Literally everything. All right, so let's look at when Yahuwah reveals his name to Masha, right? Let's look at that real quick. And I'll show you what I mean, so it makes more sense. Like I said, you can't trust nothing from them. Everything I know is because of the Most High and what he revealed to me in my own studies. You know what I'm saying? And not, you know what I'm saying, like what they showed me. I've never used no Jewish person to teach me anything about the language. The Most High taught it to me. But look, so look at Yahuwah's name, right? Yod, Ha, Ua, Ha. But then you add them dots and dashes, and what does it become? Yehovah instead of Yahuwah, right? Just like if you think about Kua, they call her as Eve, but her name is actually Kua. And if you think about her name, it means life, right? Life giver, life bringer. She's the first woman of mankind, right? Shout out to the black woman, right? Adam's wife, his Asha, right? So if you look at Yahuwah's name right here, you can see the dots and dashes right here as well. And you could also see that they have it pronounced as Yehovah, all right? Now, or Jehovah. Now, if you look right here where it says Lord, 6,510 times. Oh, wait, I'm not even sharing my screen. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay. So let's look at this, fam. So this is Yahuwah's name, right? But you see the dots and dashes right here, and they have it pronounced as Yehovah. And that's why I say you cannot even fully trust the Hebrew concordance. It's just as corrupt as everything else. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to, if you're really trying to learn, you're going to have to dig extremely deep to really understand this. Because even people that are trying to teach you what they say is ancient Hebrew is based heavily on Yiddish. Heavily on Yiddish. because they use the Jewish people to try to break down these words and all of that. So there is still a Jewish influence on what people think of even as the Kadum Lashon, the ancient tongue, right? So Yod Ha, Ua Ha, right here, pronounces Jehovah, okay? Now, if you look right here where it says Lord, okay? 6,510 times. 6,510 times was the Most High's name removed from your scriptures. So every place you see Lord, it should say Yahuwah. And right now we're looking at Exodus chapter 3, verse 15, where he says, Yahuwah, Alua of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has sent me to you, right? So we know that the Most High's name was removed 6,510 times, okay? This right here, the Yod Ha, which is modernized. And then you notice, and I notice most Jewish people can't even read Abari. They can't even understand it. They can't read it. So, like I say, somebody literally was trying to, like somebody was saying something about me. You don't speak Hebrew. You don't speak Hebrew. Oh, really? What does this say? And I wrote, I'm laughing because when I was on one of these Facebook groups where there was a Jewish guy in there and he said, you're not an Israelite. You don't speak Hebrew. You don't speak Hebrew. I'm like, what does this say? And I had wrote Shukar Mara. And I was like, in Abari. You know what I'm saying? I wrote Shukar Mara in Abari, and he couldn't even tell me what the hell it says. And by the way, that means false teacher. He said, that's an African tongue. I'm like, thank you for proving my Hebrew identity, my African, Abari, Israelite, Yahudi, Yashurali identity. You just proved it right now. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go back to this. So Yahuwah's name right here, you can see that they changed it to Jehovah, okay? And you can see his name was removed 6,510 times and replaced with Lord, okay? Now, the root word of his name, this is why I say his name is Yahuwah, all right? Let's look at this. What is the root word of Yahuwah's name? It would be Hua. What does Yahuwah mean? To exist, self-existent one. Now, they pronounce it, well, actually, this is Haya right here, okay? But the root word of this is actually Hua, which is right here. Strong's H1933. Okay. But see, they pronounce it as Hava, but it should be Hua, not Hava, Hua. All right. So hey, Ua, hey, Hua. So when you think about Eve, her name was Kua, because there's a Kat, a Ha, a Ua, and another Ha. All right. Life giver. And if you look at the name, the root word of his name, so it should be Yod Ha, Ua Ha. The root word of his name would be Hua. And what does it mean? It means be, shall be, may be, has, to become, or to exist, or to happen. So if Yahuwah is the self-existent one, the eternal Alua, then it will make sense why his name would have the root word Hua, okay? Which means I am he who exists, was, is, and will be. And that's why his name is so powerful to me. No other deity, I don't care if it's Buddha, I don't care if it's Christ, I don't care if it's all these other pagan deities. None of their names equate to I am he who was, is, and will be. His name is powerful. Yeah, I'm going to stand on his name. Because when you say aloud the name Yahuwah, you are saying you serve the eternal Alua, the one who was, is, and will be forever. That's what you're saying. I serve he who was, is, and will be. And then when you say you believe in Yahusha and you follow Yahusha, you are saying your salvation comes from he who was, is, and will be. It's so powerful, bro. It is so powerful. So all praises, all praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahuwah, the eternal Alua. But yeah, so I just want to show you that to show y'all, bro, even these dang, Hebrew concordances are also tampered with. You know what I'm saying? You got to just be able to kind of detect some of those nuances and stuff like that they've added in to deceive you. Now, let's look at Haya, okay? Haya, which comes from, is the root word using the name Ahaya, which means I am. I am. Ahaya means I am. So when Yahuwah says Ahaya Rashad Ahaya, he is saying I am that I am. Okay. So let's look at this real quick. But you can see Haya and Hua are very closely related to each other. All right. And it also says to become, to exist, to happen, to fall out, to come to pass, to come into being, to arise, appear, become like, to exist, be in existence, to stand, to accompany, to come to pass, to be done, to be finished, to be gone. All right. Now, this word haya can be used in many different contexts. You use it in much different contexts, but we know that haya right here, this word is actually the root word. The root word of haya would be hua. Okay, which is what we just read, which is Strong's H1933. You feel me? So all praises. But yeah, I would just say, bro, you know what I'm saying? If you can, get a Strong's exhaustive concordance, but just be careful. Okay, there is still leaven in it. All right, because of them Malakim. You know what I'm saying? They've just kind of corrupted so much stuff that it's kind of hard to really, you know what I'm saying? If you don't really know enough, it could lead you astray. So just be careful about that. It's a lot of trial and error and learning Abari, but what I can tell you is it's much easier than English is. That I will tell you for sure. It's way more easier than English. If you can speak English, you can learn it. Because the truth of the matter is English has so many rules. It's a combination of all these bastard heathen languages. You know what I'm saying? It's so corrupted. You know what I'm saying? Even words you say every day are just like pagan names and pagan deities and all of that, right? There's this one sister, I had to stop talking to her. She was getting on my nerves because it's like every time I say something, that's a deity. Don't say that. That's a deity. Don't say that. And I'm all like, so am I not supposed to speak English or something? Right? It just got so annoying at one point for me because it's like every time I said a word like happy, that's a deity. Don't say that. Then she's like, don't say that either. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to need you to go sit down somewhere. I have seen so many spellings of mashpaka or is it mashpaka or mashpaka? I've seen it with the I, but I know it's not that version. No, actually it would be mashfaka, because the fa or the ba makes the ph sound. Mashfaka. Now, some people say mishpaka, but it would be mashfaka. That's actually how it would actually be pronounced. I know some people say mashpaka, but when you look at the language, it would be mashfaka. Mashfaka. Yexer, you need to write a book of the Bible with the correct language. Ak. Shout out to DW Page, man. All praises. Good to see you. Shabbat shalom, Ak. Family, listen. I have wanted to do this for so long. Let me ask y'all a question, dude. And I'm being so serious right now, okay? Let's have a real conversation because he just brought it up. Shout out to the DW and his father. Shout out to his father, too. I have been trying to develop a Bible with the true Abari tongue without all this heathen Hebrew, vowel points, Yiddish, and all that garbage with the true tongue. The Old Testament written based upon the Septuagint, and the renewed covenant with the actual proper names. I've been wanting to do that for so long because of all these lies and deception and these heathen Hebrew and all this stuff. Let me ask y'all something and be honest with me, okay? If I started a GoFundMe to get this actually done, would y'all support it? Because it's not going to be cheap. Trust me, it wouldn't be. But I would at least like to start with like an app or something, maybe like a Abari keyboard that y'all can download or something. Because listen, they've been banning all these different Abari keyboards to try to hide the language. Would y'all actually support it if I did that? It's going to take some time. It's going to take some money. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, look, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this for profit. I just want people to get the freaking truth because all of these freaking Bibles are trash, bro. And I'm not saying the word the most high is trash. I'm talking about these modern translations. Imagine if you had a Negro like me, right, that knows Abari, knows the Septuagint is the most accurate version of even if I have to break down every verse in the Septuagint from Greek to give you the most accurate Septuagint Old Testament translation, and I've been looking at the Renewed Covenant, looking at the 11 they took, I'll take the 11 out of the Renewed Covenant and give you the real truth. Would y'all support it if I did that? I see yeses. All praises to the highest. I'm 69, so you better hurry up. Daughter of Zion, the Most High gonna preserve you. You know, hey, we all going back, homie. All praises. You're gonna be with us, sis. Don't even worry about it. All praises to the highest Yahuwah. He woke you up for a reason, daughter. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be here. I believe all of us who have woken up, who have walked in this truth with no reservation about it, fully trusting in the Most High. I believe all of us are gonna see the deliverance, and I believe all of us are gonna see the return of the King Yahusha. I believe that fully. I mean, unless you cut off, then you won't. But I don't think y'all are gonna be. But yes, I want to do it. Would you do it solo? Good question. Mostly yes, I would, for the most part. But at the same time, I would have to get some people on the team to be able to have a little bit more expertise in like developing apps and stuff like that. Because what I would want to start with is an app, okay? Just for starters. So you won't have to copy and paste the Sefer with all these dang, you know what I'm saying, watered down verses and these heathen Hebrew, you know, words and all of that. You would have the truth. So I would have to probably get like some app developers to start. Also trying to get a Bari keyboard developed. I just want to give our people all the tools, bro. You know what I'm saying? All the tools, yeah. All the tools. You feel me? So I would just go hard. You know what I'm saying? And I've been wanting to do it. And people said they would support it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It definitely would take a good amount of money to put together. But the thing is, I would totally walk y'all through the process, who I'm talking to. I would be updating y'all, everything. I you know, y'all said y'all would support it, but there's a lot of work I would have to do in order to bring that into reality. And it would take some time to do it as well. And eventually I would, if I could, be like to have physical Bibles as well. And what I want to do, if I'm being honest, shout out to my woman. We were talking about this. I want to give the Bibles away for free to all of the Israelites in the continent. They need it more than anybody else. Yeah, we got it. We got the word of Yahuwah Yahusha. We know all of that. But I want to give them to Bantu Israelites. Yes. Those who have nothing. Those in shelters. Those who, you know what I'm saying, are out here dealing with, you know, colonialism and all of that, and these heathen Christians coming there, converting them and all of that. I would give it to our people for free. If our people can't afford it, I'll send you one. Because I just want my people to know the truth. I just want them to. Our people in the continent, our people in Afro-Colombians, Afro-Guatemalans, Afro-Brazil. I want every Negro to have the truth. And if they can't, if they're not able to afford it, we'll try to do what we can to help you out. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the app, I would also have to find a way to get it in different languages, because our people's everywhere. So we need a translation that could be Chinese, Mandarin. It could be Portuguese. It could be Spanish. Because I'm thinking about all these Negroes all scattered around the world. Swahili, maybe some of the Bantu language. It would be so much that would have to go into it. But I do think that there could be some great work that could come from it. So y'all say y'all would support it. All praises. I'm glad to see that. But before I do anything, I need to go to the Most High again about it. It was something he put on my heart, but I just need to confirm if this is something I need to move forward with, because when it comes to his word, I don't want to mishandle anything. And doing such a big project, it definitely could there could be some difficulties along the way for sure. But, you know, I mean, I'm down to do it if the Most High want me to, but I'm glad y'all would support it. But I have to take it back to Yahuwah again if y'all are willing to do it. But I need to see what he wants me to do, because there is no mishandling of his word when it comes to me. You know, and I just want to make sure I'm doing what we're doing for our Abba correctly. I don't want to be misleading people. We already got enough problems with these translations. We got enough lies going on out here. We have too much going on. I don't want to add to that. I want to fix that. I want to rectify that. I don't want to exacerbate it. So may the Most High lead me if it's his will. Joe Public says, we appreciate you here in the UK. Hey, much love to you, Ak. I appreciate you, fam. Good to see you. Shabbat shalom to you, Ak. Much love. At least a lot or a concentration. Oh, what's up, Ak? Shabbat shalom. Good to see you. All praises. Yeah, it definitely will require a lot of work and a lot of research and stuff like that. And like I said, hey, if it's for the Most High and it's for the nation, bro, I'm always down for my people, always. But I need the Most High to definitely guide me in this and connect me with the right people so this can be handled very delicately. We are talking about the word of our Alula. We're talking about destroying the lies of all these doctrines that have been brought and introduced because of the KJV, because of these Masoretic Bibles, misunderstanding of the Torah because of these Ish people and all their freaking lies. Listen, they're not the authority on Abari. They never been the authority on Abari, never. And it just irritates me when people are like, well, I got to go to this rabbi and maybe he could tell me more about the Hebrew. Oh, the so-called Hebrews, they are not Hebrew scholars, bro. They are not Hebrew scholars. They are not the authority on nothing about the scriptures, not a damn thing. And it just irritates me when I hear black people say, well, we need to go ask them. So, no, I don't want to sit nowhere near them shaggy folks. Nowhere near them. They stink. They smell bad. They got ugly, squish beak, salty, crusty, bell pepper noses. Heck no, I don't want nothing to do with them shaggy devils. But then at the same time, me being a Negro doing this, they definitely, there would be some pushback for sure. Because I'm a black man and I'm an Israelite. And because I know the language and, you know, they have a problem with that. I notice heathens always get mad when I speak Abari. It's hilarious. Noses like Pinocchio telling lies. It's interesting, though, because when I dropped the Canaanite documentary, it actually gives you the reason why their noses look the way they do. Woo, boy. Pinocchio nose is poking. How can they say it's not even their first language? They have to go to Hebrew schools, right? Right. Had to go to Hebrew school, right? Be learning in Hebrew and all of that. Hey, look, I didn't need no Hebrew school. It was just my diligence and wanting to learn our father's tongue. You know what I'm saying? And just the resources that I was able to put together. Obviously, I had to familiarize myself with the heathen Hebrew to be able to see through the lies. So if I'm reading the Masoretic text and I'm breaking down the words, I had to be able to know how to break it down. I can still read heathen Hebrew, but I don't use it because I just think it's garbage. You know what I'm saying? But if I have to show somebody something, if I have to break down the words and stuff, yeah, I'll use it. But I don't like using it, to be honest. I'm waiting on the documentary. I'm in the Patreon now. Oh, snaps, you're on Patreon? I didn't know you joined. All praises to the highest. Yeah, the documentary is not done yet. I'm only on. Okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do y'all a solid. Do y'all want to see some of the film that I have completed? I'll show you a little bit. I'll give you like the first, I don't know. I'll give you the first 4 minutes of it for free right now. All right. But I'm gonna warn you though. I'm gonna warn you. When you watch it, you're gonna be like, nah, yeah, let me see some more. All right. I can't do more than 4 minutes. If y'all want to see it, I will show you, but I'm only giving you 4 minutes. Okay. So you got to wait till it's done. I promise y'all, I won't promise because I don't know, but I'm going to try to have it to you by next Shabath. You know, around this time, we'll be watching it together on live. That's my plan. I'm just going to be working diligently. So I won't be going live very much. I'll be back here tomorrow for Shabath. Don't worry. We're going to be here together, y'all. But I'm I might do a live stream next week. Everything is a lie because we already picked the time and everything for it. So I'll be back for Everything is a Lie, but I won't be going live as much because all my time is going to this film. Okay, y'all want to see it? Okay. Give me a 1 if you want me to see it. Depending on how many people want to see a little bit of it, I will show you what I have. I just need to see what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? We in this together, right? Yeah. Okay. Everybody wants to see it. All praises. Well, I'm glad y'all here. Justin, Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you. All praises. Okay. All right. Well, hey, the people spoken. Yasharal want to see it. The nation is spoken. I got y'all. Okay. I'm going to upload this first part of the video here. I will give you 4 minutes. So I'm going to set a timer and we got to just leave it there, y'all. Okay. I don't want to spoil it because it's very informative. All right. But I'll show you. Hold on. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm going to load up the first chapter. And then after that, that's it. Let me set a timer so I don't, you know what I'm saying? So 4 minutes. 4 minutes is what I'm going to give you and only 4 minutes. Okay. Let me pull it up. It's going to be this one. All right. 40 minutes. Nah, you know I can't do that, Ak. You know I can't do that. All right. So 4 minutes. I'm setting a timer. And we'll go from there. So let me set my timer here. 4 minutes, y'all. Just remember, 4 minutes only. All right. All right, hold on. 4 minutes. Set my timer right now. All right. Okay. Actually, no, that was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. All right, y'all. 4 minutes. Here we go. I remember being told for quite some time about the curse of Ham. Now, it's actually the curse of Canaan. But many Caucasian people have used this myth to say things such as melanated people or dark skin was a curse from the Most High to justify the mistreatment of melanated people. Slavery, wickedness, all of these things that have been done against Negroes and other melanated people. This is exactly why you look in the history books, there's nothing about melanated people being the original people of this earth. But what if I told you that the curse of Canaan may have been the opposite of what you think it is? What if I told you that pale-skinned people are the ones who bear the curse of Canaan, which is the loss of pigmentation? We know several times in scripture that Yahuwah cursed Mariam, Moses' sister, with leprosy. We know that Gehazi was cursed with leprosy. We understand Enoch being born as an albino and his father considering him to be possibly the offspring of the angels. We know histories of pale-skinned giants that people have given a first-hand account of. Throughout this documentary, I will be presenting information that seems to support this idea. Many of the white people, so-called white people, in higher positions of authority have practiced Canaanite traditions to this day. How has this knowledge been passed down and preserved so well? Well, maybe Caucasians are descendants of Canaanites. Now, some people may not like what I'm presenting today, but with no proof, evangelical Christians and European-ish people, the Revelation 2939s, have been able to say that we are cursed with black skin with no pushback, no evidence, no nothing. That changes today. Let's take a look. Now, before we dive into this, I want to make a few things clear that I touched on in my previous documentary, Esau and the Horites. If you have not seen that film, the link is in the description. A lot of what I am saying here will make sense if you have seen the film Esau and the Horites. So one thing needs to be understood. Leprosy and albinism are two different things. Y'all hear that? All right. That was 4 minutes. And that's all I can give y'all. Okay. So be patient. I'm going to try to get it done by next week. I have been working like crazy on this. I'm obviously Shabath. I'm going to be taking a break for Shabath. When I'm doing like big stuff like this, I don't do it on Shabath. I don't make music on Shabath. There's certain things I don't do in my particular line of work because I try to give that time to the Most High, even though this is biblical. Considering I've been working on it all week, I was like, all right, you know what? For Shabath, I'm gonna just pull it back. You know what I'm saying? And get back to it after Shabath. So yeah, man. That's why I told you y'all gonna be like, man, I want to see more. I told y'all. See, I shouldn't have did that, man. You know what I'm saying? I gave you a little bit, just a little bit. Hey, and now y'all like, hey, I want to see more. I'm sorry, y'all. Trust me, it's going to be worth it when it comes out. I just don't want to spoil it. You feel what I'm saying? But you could just see the quality. You could see the editing. You know what I'm saying? I've been editing videos for years. Even back when I had an old Windows computer, with Windows XP on, I was using Windows Movie Maker. So I have been doing like a lot of this stuff for a long time, editing videos, narration, music production, producing, all these things. I just been rapping. I've been doing all these things for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And all these things I never learned from nobody. I just did them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah, I had to give y'all, you know what I'm saying? I had to give you, just a little preview so it's worth it. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know y'all probably like, okay, well, Yexa, is it really going to be worth it? Oh, it will be. Trust me. It definitely will be. So thank y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad y'all like what y'all saw thus far. I'm making this film because I learned some lessons from Esau and the Horites as far as how people tend to twist the things that Israelites bring out about them, right? And so a lot of people were arguing with me in the well, not really arguing because I just didn't respond, right? But I just was reading some of the comments on the original video, and a lot of white people were saying these things, and I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? So the purpose in this film is to make it completely impossible to disprove when it comes to them. Make it completely impossible to disprove. That's why it's going to be so long. That's why it's going to be so in-depth, because when they see it, they're going to be crying. Okay? Like when this video drops, them people going to be over there crying, screaming, all type of stuff, because they're going to be alone. I'm right. They're going to be like this. No! I'm sorry. You feel me? So yeah, it's gonna be fire. So I'm glad y'all like it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be worth it. I can't wait to share it with y'all. And Yahuwah willing, as I said, when we go live for Shabbat tomorrow, I know the time change is different. We'll still be going live around 2 p.m. tomorrow for Shabbat. And we'll be on until, it gets dark. And I know it's going to get dark a little later on now because the time change and everything. I was looking outside, looking at the time change, and it didn't start getting dark until like 8, 7. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to definitely be on tomorrow around 2. And, I'll be with y'all until Shabbat's over. But That's what we doing over here. You feel me? All praises. Yes, Justin. Hey, Ak, listen, that's what this is. Esau and the Horites kind of really destroy sour cream supremacy. This is going, well, okay, I'll say it like this. It's a better way to say it. Esau and the Horites slapped sour cream supremacy right in the face, right? This one is going to end it. I'm going to end it with this film. I'm going to destroy it, burn it, salt the earth with it, and scatter the ashes with sour cream supremacy. It's going to be the end of it, all right, with this film. All right, so all this stuff they've been able to say and we the first people, that's going to be done with this film. So all praises to the highest. All right, y'all, look, I appreciate y'all coming on, man. You know what I'm saying? Really, really love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shabbat shalom to everybody. We will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our lesson. I got to go through some notes that I've been putting together for future studies. I'm always putting studies together, kind of ahead of time. And then, if I feel led by Yahuwah to do it, then I'll do it. So certain things he puts on my heart, so I just write them down. And I'm like, okay, that might be something I might have to cover. So I'm going to go through my notes. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to him first, see what he wants me to do as far as what he wants me to bring to you guys tomorrow. But listen, I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? All praises to the highest. Love y'all very, very much. Y'all have a great start of your Shabath, and we will meet again tomorrow. Be blessed in the name of Yahuwah Yahusha. I love y'all, Yasharal. Y'all be blessed, and I will see y'all tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Shalom.
Hey, the law ain't done away. Hey, a follower of the way. King Yahusha is the way. Yeah, yeah. Hey, the law ain't done away. Done away, done away. Done away.
Hey, Yexer.
Yasharal, we the Kadashim progeny. And those curses got us living so lawlessly. We fell into idolatry. Yahusha is the prodigy. Babylon pulled us in the sodomy, pornography. Seed of Satan brought falsity so flawlessly. Deuteronomy told us this was prophecy. Chapter 28 speaks of these atrocities. They try to hide slavery, never offered us apologies. Wrote this album for my people, ain't no stopping me. Modern day Moses and Yahuwah, he is calling me. Censorship ain't stalling me. He gave his laws for all to see. In his kingdom solidly, just harmony. Yahusha the Messiah, yeah, kept the law perfectly. The Lamb of Yahweh wasn't limited to carpentry. Spoke in parables, taught the law so ardently. The Torah made flesh and he lived it so artfully. Messiah kept the law, so it shouldn't be hard to see. Set apart spirit, help the law become a part of me. The narrow road I'm walking is honestly an odyssey. The law ain't done away, that is obviously some mockery.